creepy, creepy kush, todo el día. Prende Philly, llévame a la orilla. Playa, mujeres fumando. Mira, tírame plani, son nalgas de mentira. Tan brinda, que chimba, colombiana linda. Siempre con los ojos rojos de Cali, con mi amiguita Mari.
My head's in the clouds, can you bring me back down, boy? I need it. My head's in the clouds, can you bring me back down, boy? I need it. Need it. Need it. Need
Shout out to your girl Andrea's intro, man. That is fire. Like my man Coach Commission say, fire for your mind. Tonight's topic is a great topic in regards to what's taking place in the United States and how it's going to impact those of us who travel, those who are digital nomads, the expats, those you who are retired and are looking to relocate, as well as those who have recently relocated. You're going to be traveling back and forth from the States or Canada or even UK. How these U.S. tariffs are going to impact us who are travelers. And we're going to take a look at how Americans are trying to stay strong when it comes to these tariffs, but yet many of you are having buyer's remorse. Yes, a lot of you individuals who are the Trump pansies, as many call you, the Trump pansies. I like to call you the trumpets. Many of you trumpets or Trump pansies who are adamant about Trump. I'm not talking about everyday Republicans. Shout out to the everyday Republicans. I'm talking about to you Trump pansies. You know who you are. The Trump worshipers. To those of you, I said this earlier, you better hope that this social experiment known as King Trump, President Musk, works itself out. And so far, it has been a travesty. A travesty, I tell you. And so we're going to talk about the impact on travel, and we're going to look at how many of you are having buyer's remorse. You Trumpeteers. Shout out to you. Let's get some shout outs to the brothers that are already here. All 23 of you here. Big Boo is here. Right out the gate. Right out the gate, you were here. I appreciate you, brother, for being here. Shout out to you, brother. My man David Dice of the Dice family is in the building. Appreciate you as well, brethren, for being here this fine evening. Shout out to you. This live stream won't be too long, guys. I'm going to be meeting up with some of you guys at Rico Richie this evening. So if you're in Cali, Colombia, we'll be at Rico Richie this evening, hanging out, just having some fun like we always do on Monday nights and Tuesday nights. He said the hardest working man on YouTube. I'm just trying to get my James Brown in. Just because they don't believe that I want to dance don't mean that I don't want to. Shout out to you, brother. Let's go. Shout out to my man T-Mac in the building as well, who's escaped the Matrix. One more gain. Just one more gain. Shout out to you. Shout out to my man Top Gun. That's my dude right there. That's my brother. That's family right there. Shout out to my dude. Appreciate you, brethren. Appreciate you. Shout out to Bobby Coltrane of the Coltrane family in the building, as well as my man El Patron. Shout out to you, gentlemen, being here. As well as Poor Man 313, you already know.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
Do not play with them Detroit boys. You know how they get. You know how they get. Shout out to you and my boy Black Nubian in the building.
I told this guy where I was from. He said, oh, Canada.
With the $2 Canadian dollar. Appreciate you, brother. He said, from crossing borders, I am enjoying Trump social experiment in real life. Have fun with it, brother. This type of social experiment is one of the reasons why we emphasize on getting second passports. I kid you not. What's going on in the United States right now is a prime example of why we recommend second passports or getting a visa in another country where you can be in that other country and yet still you can travel there as much as you want, as long as you want, and yet you can still be in the States taking care of business. Whether it be a retirement visa, whether it be a digital nomad visa, whether it be a business visa, whatever visa it is in another country, we recommend it. You guys keep on thinking that we're playing when we're saying this. And I know some of you got to be patient with your economics and your responsibilities back home. I'm not talking to you guys. I'm talking to the guys that are in position right now today that they could live in another country comfortably and not be impacted by the tariffs or the tear down of the United States. The U.S. put a 10% tariff on Colombia like it did other countries. It always had a tariff on the United States. The United States and Colombia always had some form of tariff anyway. So that's not hurting Colombia like that. In other words, I'm living in another country. T-Mac is in another country. It's J. Clyde in another country. A lot of other brothers are in Brazil and other countries that are not being impacted by the U.S. tariffs. I could go to the grocery store now. I could go to the grocery store next week, and those bananas are going to be the same price, and they're going to be healthier. I could go buy a new car. I bet you there's not a 50% tariff on it. These rich people have tricked you so much in the United States. You guys are actually going out purchasing things that you normally wouldn't purchase before the tariffs. You already got an 85-inch television. Why are you going to go get you a 90-inch television? Because of the tariffs that are coming down, and you don't want to be impacted. So you like, let me go ahead and get a 90-inch. I was going to get one next year, but let me get one now. You see how the rich are getting richer already? You see how the rich are already getting richer with the car purchases? They say car leases and car purchases are on the rise where everything else is going down. Because you all, the rich have tricked you all into running into the panic zone of spending. Instead of keeping your money there, you wasn't going to buy a car until next year anyway, or 2 years from now. But so many Americans are like, well, let me buy the car now while the price is. Because when it comes from Asia, it's going to cost me. So I might as well just buy a new one now. The rich are getting richer. They are dropping down. The market has crashed. It's officially crashed. You can forget about talking about inflation. I'm going to say this again. All you guys that think about research, do your homework for inflation, let it go. That was last year, the year before. That was Biden administration inflation. Trump administration is recession. Pure 100% bear market recession. You are no longer having to worry about inflation no more, because it's beyond that. You're in a recession. They are comparing Trump. Let's put it like this. They are comparing Trump to Jimmy Carter. And we know we love us some Jimmy Carter after he was president. But while he was president, he tried to do some tricks with the economy, and it crashed. It took Jimmy Carter 11 months for the market to crash. I'll say this again. I was around for it, 1978, 76, 74. 70, 76, 77, 1979. Those of us who remember the Carter administration, all those long lines to get to get gas. I was a kid and I remember those long lines. And this is when gas was 50 cents. It took Carter to crash the U.S. economy 11 months. Do you know that Trump did it in 2? It took Trump 2 months to get you out of inflation. He said he's going to get you out of inflation, and he did it. He said he's going to get you out of inflation. And he did it because he put you in a recession. You are in a bear market. Cryptocurrency went from $100,000. What's crypto now? 74, 75? 25% of crypto wiped away, gone on Bitcoin, as far as Bitcoin is concerned. XRP was supposed to just fly through the sky, wasn't it? Even XRP is struggling, trying to hold on for us. What's my point, gentlemen? They got some things that are coming down the turnpike that are going to also impact our travel. So we're going to be looking at some videos in regards to that. And I'm going to continue to encourage you guys that are ready and at that point of relocating. It's that time. I don't know what more. You guys are like, some of you guys who are already in a position to relocate, that you don't have too many responsibilities back home. Some of you guys are worse than the Egyptians in the Bible that want to go back to, the Jews that want to go back to Egypt because they were in the desert. You love being in the desert so long. God is trying to get you to the promised land, but you keep running back to Egypt. You ready to run back to Egypt, back into the slavery of the United States, instead of relocating to another country. You've been going to DR for how many years? You should have been living there. You've been coming to Colombia for how many years? You should have already had a place here. Like I always say, make America your second home, where you take care of business, where you take care of family. Make it your second home, where you take care of responsibility. Make it your second home. Make the United States your second home. Make the U.S. your second home. Make America your second home. Your second home. Make the other country that you want to be in your first home, your bat cave, your fortress of solitude. All your leisure, if you want to buy some new shoes, buy it in your new country. You want to buy another shirt, buy it in your new country. You want to go out on dates, date in your new country. You want to go party, party in your new country. Stop spending money and unnecessary time and unnecessary energy in the United States. Use it for being there for your family. Use it for your finances. Use it for your friends. But do not use the United States as your home anymore. I don't know why y'all dudes who are already in a position to leave are still in the States. You cannot give me any excuse. You have been there in the United States. You've had the money since 2011 to get out the United States. You have been there during a market crash, during the Obama time period of 2008 to 2012. You still stayed in the States. When you were in the States during the time period after Obama, when Trump became president, and he gave tax breaks to the rich, and it impacted the market. You stayed. During the Trump administration, Biden administration, COVID hit. You still ain't learned your lesson. You stayed. The market crashed in 2000, right when COVID started, right around March and April. You stayed. In the beginning of COVID, when the market crashed in 2021, you stayed. How many times does the market need to crash, take money out your pocket for you to finally get out the United States to where you can live in other countries that are not impacted by the market? I could go to the grocery store next year. My grocery prices might go up, what? 14 cents, 3 cents. That's just regular inflation. I got a call from a brother before we go into the next part. I got a call from a brother. He was drunk. He said, Dre, I need somebody to talk to. I'm drunk. So just listen. This was Friday. He said, I just lost $150,000. in my 401k, messing around with this Trump administration, the tariffs in the market. I got to get up out of here. This brother was so frustrated, and so many people over this weekend have lost so much money between Friday and today. When are we gonna learn? Black women leaving in droves. White women, black and white women. If you ever want to see if they're the wonder twins at any point in time, when it comes to traveling, that's when you got black and white women on one team. Not feminism. Travel. They hook each other up with so much information. White men, they been gone. They been gone. The rich white men, they been gone. They got something called passport portfolios, where they got 5-6 passports already laid out. Last one to get a passport, last one to use the passport, and the last one to relocate. Black men. Y'all love Mr. Gilmore Farm, don't y'all? Y'all love that slave plantation. Umar ain't gonna let y'all go off that slave. Umar, Mr. Gilmore, good white folks. And Mr. Shuttlesworth down the road, he good white folk too. Y'all love the United. I kid you not, I thought black people, before I go into the comment, black people, I thought we liked the United States. I kid you not. My whole life, I mean it. The way we protest, the way we fuss and cuss in our neighborhoods about the white man, about the economy, about the lack of opportunities, this and that, unfairness, inequality, the way that black people fuss and cuss, and I want you guys to think about it seriously. The way that we sound in our black community, you would think we liked America, right? We like America. We built America. We just like it. Until I got a passport and I started traveling. And I found out that you ninjas love America. You ninjas ain't going nowhere. I ain't gonna never be talking to y'all. Most black men ain't going nowhere. Y'all love America. Y'all love to be in a country where you can complain all day. You love being in America, in a country where you can be stressed out on the food, the air pollution, the noise pollution. You love America. A black man from America can't tell me ish. You act like you love America. You need a country that you complain in. You don't want to be in countries where you don't have nothing to complain about. I'll be dang if you go to a country and it's healthy food. How dare you? Black men do not want to be in a country where he can get a bang for his buck. The black woman is doing it. Oh, yes, she is. The white woman is doing it. Oh, yes, she is. White men been doing it for the longest. Oh, yes, they are. Black men, y'all love being in a country where police could put their foot on your neck. You love it. You love it. There's no other, I can't think of any other way of saying it, but y'all love it. Y'all love Mr. Gilmore Plantation. Mr. Gilmore, good white folk, ain't he? He good white folk. He treat you good. He gave you a job, fed your family, let you on his land. Good soil. Mr. Gilmore got good soil on his land, don't he? I am not going to another country. I don't care how much peace those sisters are having. I don't care how much opportunities them white folks are having. I am not going to another country. Well, if America was so bad, why is everybody trying to come here? Because y'all really come to the conclusion that everybody is not coming to America? There's over 9 billion people in the country. In the world. Everybody is not coming to America. Let's put it like this. I'm gonna break your little heart. Not even all the poor people in the world are trying to come to America. I mean, the poorest of the poorest ain't even trying to come to America. Just poor people within the proximity, those 11 million that we got, were people that were in the proximity of North America and South America were coming to America. Ain't nobody coming from Spain. Ain't nobody flew in from Morocco and broke areas of Egypt. Ain't nobody tried to come in from India. The only reason people came from China because Chinese people come to Ecuador with no visa. They went from Ecuador and went to the United States. That's it. That's them sneaking in. But most broke people in the world ain't even trying to come to the United States. So can we finally get that myth out y'all mind that everybody want to come to the United States? No. And the few people that do make it to the United States, did you see those 10 to 11 million people? Those were the brokest of the broke Venezuelans, the brokest of the broke Ecuadorians, Cubans, Panamanians, Colombians. Those were the brokest of the broke Asians, brokest of the broke Haitians. Everyday people went quitting their job talking about I'm about to walk to the United States. I don't know why y'all think everybody want to come to your plantation because you want to be the ninja stuck on your plantation. I have come to a conclusion. Y'all love the United States. It can't be no other thing about it. Convince me of something else. Prove to me, black men, why less than 5% of us got passport and less than those amount use a passport. And less than that, relocate. It's got to be something to it. All these countries out here, everybody taking advantage of it, from Portugal to Spain to Colombia to Panama to Costa Rica to Mexico to Belize to all these other countries that white people and black women are taking advantage of. And your ninja butt is still in the States. The only way that you can explain it to me is that you ninjas love Mr. Gilmore white property. You love it. You love his cornfield. You love his cornfield. You love his coffee fields. Yes, you love it. You love his wine gardens. Yes, you do. You love still picking his cotton. Yes, you do love picking his cotton. Don't say that you don't. You love picking his cotton. And if you wonder if they don't still pick cotton in certain parts of the United States, you need to do your research. Because when I was in the feds, I met dudes that were doing state time in Mississippi, in Alabama, in Louisiana, and them brothers was picking cotton. And then they came to the feds doing their fed time. So I met dudes in the feds that were picking cotton. Y'all love the United States. I don't blame you. But don't nobody love it better than a black man. I don't care what y'all got to say. White men don't love the United States. I thought white men love the United States. White men love the South of the United States. I'm going to say this again. White men love the South. You know, Kentucky on down, Indiana on down. Nebraska on back. See what I'm saying? Iowa on back. Black men? Shh. Y'all love all of it. Good, bad. Y'all right now, the Midwest is being tore up with tornadoes and floods. Y'all love it. Well, we've been telling y'all to get y'all out those areas for years. Taylor Made Dreams been saying it. Ace Live been showing you. Check and Effect been showing you. I Am Marwa from Africa, he been showing you. We've been showing you. Flyboy, what everybody else been showing you. And I'm talking to you guys that are already in the position to leave. I ain't talking about you other brothers. I know you working on it. I'm talking about to you. I'm talking to you brothers that have been in the position to leave the United States, or at least treat the United States like your second country and not your first country. You've been in the position to have a first country in Brazil, a first country in Peru, a first country in Kenya, and have the United States be the place where you take care of business and take care of family. You've been in that position for years, and you have yet to take advantage of it. And you wonder why I don't feel sorry for you? While you dealing with tariffs, you do know your gas prices in the next 6 months gonna be crazy. You do realize your grocery prices in the next 6 months gonna be crazy. You do realize if you dare buy a car after the next 6 months, it's gonna be crazy. And when it comes to travel, airplane flights gonna be hella crazy. Yeah, if y'all ain't got y'all flight tickets for the Afro-Colombian Festival here in Cali, Colombia in August, if you ain't got your tickets for the Black Manosphere Conclave in Miami in September, you gonna be ass out. See, I got enough sense, and a lot of other brothers got enough sense to have made the United States, even while we were still in the United States, made it our second home and no longer our only home. I had a whole apartment here, almost year to 13 months before I even moved down here. A lot of guys got that. Then we go back home to the United States, take care of business, take care of family, and then go back to our number one home, South America. Some of you dudes been in that position to do that years ago. Long before I even got on YouTube. Andre and I have been on YouTube. In 2 days, we'll be celebrating this Wednesday our 6-year anniversary. Shout out to El Guapo. He just celebrated his 4th year anniversary this past weekend. Shout out to El Guapo. Beautiful eyes. Make sure you guys subscribe. And the big mistake that we keep making is that we think we got the one thing that we don't have. Time. You keep thinking you got time to BS around. And you go FAFO. Keep on thinking you got time. I keep quoting that scripture in the Bible where the rich man, where Jesus told the story of the rich dude, and I've been quoting this one for years. Jesus told the story of the rich dude, had his barns filled with barley. He said, I'm about to retire. I'm ready to live my life. Said death knocked on his door and said, your soul is required of you. This is one of the stories that Jesus told. Death knocked on the door and told the man, your soul is required of you. It didn't matter how much money he had saved in crypto, in the stock market, how many pieces of property he owned. Didn't matter how many businesses he owned, how many degrees he had. When he decided, I'm gonna go ahead and retire, death knocked on his door and said, today your soul is required of you. Some of y'all got the money already. Why you keep BSing around? I don't get it. Why you keep just going to countries on vacation? I don't get it. Why you keep staying in a country that you know is falling? I don't get it. No, your cousins ain't coming. No, your aunties and your mama and them ain't leaving. They ain't leaving. Some of us got to come to the reality. As much as we want mom to come with us, mom ain't coming. Mom will visit, but mom ain't moving. Mom got friends and family back home. She ain't going nowhere. Your kids, they 22? Your kids 22? Oh, they 27. They ain't going nowhere. They will visit you someday, but they ain't going nowhere. Stop waiting to see if the rest of the clan, the rest of the family gonna come along. It's your job to lay the first foundation. Just like when we moved from the south to the north, it was just a few of us going up north getting those jobs with Chrysler, Ford, GM, and all those factory jobs. It was a few of us moved from Alabama, Tennessee, Louisiana, Texas, Kentucky. It was only a few brothers. It wasn't all the brothers. Then the rest of the family start coming along. Same migration is happening now. It's only gonna be a few of us using passports and relocating. Then your cousin gonna come. Then your uncle gonna come. Then your dad might come through. But it's your job to go first and lay a foundation. You keep waiting around for the rest of the family to come on through. You waiting for the rest of the clan to come through. Your family ain't coming through. It's your job. It's your job. You've been to DR 15 times and you ain't got no piece of property nowhere. You don't have a bank account. You ain't got no type of insurance. You ain't got no connections in your phone except for partying and a paper play. But you've been to DR 15 times in the last 10 years. And you think I'm supposed to respect you? We don't think on the same plane, bruh. You going to DR to trick. I would go to DR to be able to, if I was single, to to have fun and give me a piece of property after 15 times. You could have bought a piece of property in those 15 times when you was tricking. What's my point, gentlemen? My point is this. For those of you who are already in position to get out of that mess known as the United States, what's keeping you? And don't blame it on people. Don't blame it on family. Your kids are 23. Don't blame it on them kids. Your son is 27. Your daughter is 29. Don't blame it on them kids. Well, your mama been told you to leave. Your mama been told you, baby, I'm 81. Go live your life. Mama gonna be fine. Your mama been told you to go live your life. She said that when she was 61. Mom, 81. Mom told you to go live your life when she was 61 years old. You have yet to go live your life. Yes, you made money. Yes, you've had women. Yes, you raised your sons and your daughters. You did that, but you ain't got no life. You ain't got no life for you. Your mama been telling you since she was 61 years old, boy, go get you a life, and you have yet to do it. You don't listen to your mama? Mom, 81 years old. She been telling you for the Lord, boy, go, boy. You don't get your, but mama, you older. Yes, I am. And guess what? Tomorrow I'm gonna be older. I will be happy if you had a life, son. I would be happy if my son had a life. Before I left this world, I wish my son had a life. But you don't get it. You don't get it. You should have been gone. You should be showing me around. I'm gonna say that again. Half you guys that I give consultations to, I should have been calling you for a consultation. I should have been calling you how to get through DR, how to get through Brazil, how to get through Cali, how to get through Medellin. I should have been reaching out to you 15 times in DR, and you ain't got nothing to offer nobody but where to go to get some bitches? Dang shame. Shout out to my man Exonix. Hope I pronounced it correctly. Or is it Sonics? Sonesis? I know I'll just destroy your name, black man. Forgive me, my brother. He said you didn't prepare. He said you didn't prepare during Biden's time. It's gonna be harder. Yep. If you didn't prepare during Biden's time, it's gonna get harder. That is so. Boy, if you don't preach, brother, preach. He says soon as they will restrict our movement, brothers, get your residency in another country. He said, I thank God I have my fortress of solitude in Brazil. I didn't say you had to live in that country full time. I didn't say that, did I? I didn't live in the first couple of years. I didn't want to live in Colombia full time. Tailor-Made Dreams, 5 years. He wasn't living in DR full time. Ace Live, 3 years. He wasn't traveling the world full time. Checking Effects, same thing. He wasn't traveling the world full time those first few years. Same thing with my man Flyboy Wade. Looking at property in other countries. It takes time. So don't think that you're off course because you have to take time, but don't take your time as far as procrastinating. Every year should be a little bit more towards your goal, a little bit more towards your goal, a little bit more. That's a little step closer, just a little step closer. Don't swing the pendulum. Don't tell yourself either I'm 100% in that country or I'm 100% in the United States. Don't do that. You don't have to do that. White boys don't do that. Black women don't do that. None of us was 100%. There's a few people that said, I got my last paycheck and I'm moving out the United States. A few people did that, but most of us slowly eased off the plantation. Most of us took our time. Some dudes took 10 years, 11 years to finally move full time to their new country and treat United States like their second country, like their second home. Shout out to my man Alexis being in the building with the $2 love. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, brother. And Black Nubian he said, I already live in my third country. Shout out to you. My man Growth Talk, Kofa. Make sure you drop the link to your channel, Kofa. He said Growth Talk with Kofa is in the building. Make sure you drop the link to your channel. He says this. He said black folks hate them. Shh. I ain't got to read nothing else. He said black folks hate America until it's time to hate on brothers that left. Black folks will complain about America. They love America. Y'all love America's stanky panties. If America was a teenage girl and you was a teenage boy, you be sniffing her panties. You love America. Black men can't tell me nothing otherwise. You could, if I sat down, shut my mouth for 40 years or for 40 nights, for 40 days or for 40 nights, and just listen to black men talk about America, y'all will tear America. America is like that female that keep cheating on you. She hit you. She go through your wallet while you sleeping. She's sleeping with 3-4 of her co-workers. She had 2 babies behind your back. She ain't got no respect for you in private or in public. She don't cook. She don't clean. She don't communicate. The 3 C's: no cooking, no cleaning, no communicate, and no coaching. We might as well put it on 4. And you've been with her for 25 years. America treats you like you Norbit. America is the black man's Respucia. Y'all love America. Y'all ain't going nowhere. I don't know why y'all, and you will criticize us. Yes, like my brother said, you will criticize, try to shame, insult, guilt, and need to be right us who are using passports and traveling. But the number one reason black men in America don't leave is because they don't have passports. Nope. Because they don't know any better. Nope. Passport bro movement is too big now. They just did an article on the passport bro movement in Men's Health magazine. It's too big. Number one reason why black men ain't going nowhere, because you love that mother. You love America's stanky draws. You complain about her smacking you. You complain about her always taking money out your wallet. You complain about her always going to the club with her friends with that tight outfit on. You complain about her coming in at 6:30 in the morning with something wet going down her leg. You complain about her having 2 kids behind your back that you raising right now, and you took her in, and her kids that she already had before you met her. You complain about everything about America, but you ain't going no motherwhere. Nowhere. You watch my channel, Ace Live channel. You watch Checking Effect, TaylorMade's Dreams, Zoom to Thailand. You'll sit up there and watch El Guapo Beautiful Lies. You'll watch Culture Connect. You watch all of us that try to encourage you to try. You watch us for entertainment. Your black ain't going nowhere. Who you think you fooling? I know you watch us for entertainment. Andre funny. Andre a cool dude. He like an uncle. You ain't taking none of this advice and using this. Hell no. Hell no, you ain't going nowhere. You think I'm stupid? You will sit up there and complain year in, year out. Race. And we tell you, you can go to other countries and how they handle racism is not the way America handles racism. So racism is around the world, but it ain't our style of racism. So if you don't want to deal with our style of racism no more, get the hell out of our country. Go somewhere else, and you ain't got to deal with American style of racism or UK style of racism or Canada style of racism. You ain't got to deal with that no more, even though it's racism around the world. Here you go. You still on the plantation. Yo, ass going nowhere. You love racism in America. You love it. You will fuss about it. If they took racism away from America, you cry. You be sad in the streets. You will protest, black people. You think I'm crazy? As much as y'all love racism, you know how much money y'all make off of talk about racist issues on YouTube? The white man this and the black sister that. The white Karens this. You know how many dudes make $100,000 a year just talk about racial issues on YouTube? You know how many racial book writers are out there? You got religions built off of looking at the white man as the racist. Man, you get rid of racism, man. Black people be mad than a mama. I said it. Get rid of race. I dare you. I dare you get rid of racism in the United States. Man, y'all wouldn't know what to talk about. Y'all wouldn't know what to talk about. Shout out to my man Blade Runner with the $5 love on the Cash App. Appreciate you boys supporting my way of Cash App and PayPal. You wouldn't know what to do with yourself. You'd be fiddling your thumbs if you didn't have racism to talk about. If tomorrow morning you woke up and somebody didn't remind you was black all day, black, and they remind another dude he was white, and they remind another dude that he was Latin. If nobody did that anymore, you wouldn't know what the hell to do. That's another reason y'all don't leave the United States, because you love racism too much. Our style of racism too much. Not racism in general, but our style, how we do it, how police beat on us. You love that. How police sit back and delete us. You love that. How every time a sister got to deal with a brother that's deleting the sisters, y'all love it. You can't tell me you don't love it. Who would love something like that? Black folks, as a mass. Y'all love being on social. You love World Star. You love fighting in public. You love embarrassing yourself. You love being fat and obese. You love dressing the way that you dress. Brothers dress like they 12-year-old boys. And then you got women dressing like they are scoring stars or OnlyFans in church. Y'all love it. You love every bit of the racism that's in United States. If you had to come to a country and you actually got in a car and you saw 5 police cars riding behind you and you ain't have to worry about them no more, you will lose your dang mind. You so used to halfway thinking that the police looking for you, you couldn't make it in Colombia drive. Half of y'all don't want to drive in Colombia because ain't no drama to it. Half of you Negroes wouldn't drive in Colombia because ain't no police drama to it. Ain't no white man jumping on his truck calling you the N-word because you cut him off in traffic. So all you race-loving brothers, y'all can go somewhere with that one. Y'all picked the wrong brother. This is a place of truth.
Oprah coming next. Once I establish this as a place of truth, oh yeah.
We got 75 people in the building. Click that like button for us, gentlemen. I like you. I really do. Make sure you like us too. And my brother says this. He said you can't tell them nothing about the pork ribs and football, and then they're the most patriotic. I thought white people was patriotic. Bruh, I thought, dude, could you see white people got the flag out there, even if it ain't the 4th of July, they got the flag in front of their house, they got the Confederate flag, and they got the American flag. I mean, white people ran up into Congress January 6th. I thought white people was patriotic. Hell no. White people patriotism is like this compared to black people on that plantation. Number one thing that black people say, what do they say? We built the plantation. We built this country. If it wasn't for us, we built the White House. If it wasn't for us, which is true. If I build a house and one of my neighbors set it on fire, me and my family in that house, open window in front of me and my family, we on the first floor. Who's the fool if me and my family perish in that house? My family, my kids deleted because of the smoke. Wifey, gone. She deleted because of the smoke. I'm deleted because of the smoke. I done left a note talking about the reason I didn't leave this burning house because I built it. The reason I didn't leave this burning house because I got history in it. My people helped me build this house. So when the house caught on fire, I would rather my whole family perish, including myself, than to leave the house because I built this raggedy mother. Black folk, you do know as the years go by, y'all start to sound dumber and dumber when y'all use that excuse. This is one of the reasons when I do go back to the States, I kid you not, I get quiet as hell. Why? Because you Negroes ain't going nowhere. Dude, I'm like Harriet Tubman. I know y'all don't know that y'all slaves. Harriet Tubman said I would have helped more if they knew they were slaves, didn't she? Famous quote, I would have freed more people if they were only knew and acknowledged that they were slaves. Just imagine how we on this end of the slave era, we sit back, we look at slavery like, oh my God, it was such injustice. It's so unfair. It was evil that they did. They did what horrific, demonstrative things to our people, and we survived. Black people togetherness. You do know the person that was there during that time period told y'all most people didn't even know they were slaves. Who knew more about slavery, us or Harriet Tubman? So if Harriet says most of you are the descendants of people that didn't want to acknowledge or accept or hear the fact that they were enslaved. Those are many of our ancestors. So I want to talk about our ancestors that were enslaved. You better listen to Sister Harriet. Sister Harriet said, I don't know what these Negroes in 2025 talking about, but us in 1825 was trying to get your people free, and them Negroes was telling us we ain't slaves. What? I was born on this plantation. I helped build Mr. Gilmore's plantation. Sound just like the slaves, didn't it? Y'all say the same thing that the slaves said. I was born in the United States. I built the United States. I got beat up in the United States. They put the whipping on me on Mr. Gilmore's plantation. Here go black folks. They put the whipping on me on Mr. Gilmore's plantation, and they put the whipping on me. You sound just like your slave ancestors that didn't want to acknowledge that they were slaves. You just like Harriet said. So I can relate to Harriet. That's why when I get to the States, I don't say none of y'all. Man, I'll be, dude, if you guys ever at the conclave, if you don't talk to me, I will walk up to you, give you a handshake, and I'll start a conversation with you guys, right? But for the most part, you ain't see me running around talking about you need to leave, you need to, You ain't see me in the streets with a bullhorn like I used to be back in the day, out there in Tampa in the heat with a bullhorn fighting for black people's lives and equality. No more bullhorns for me. When I go to the States, throw away the key. I don't say nothing to you Negroes. Why? Because y'all don't even know. Like Sister Harriet said, y'all still stuck on Mr. Gilmore's property and Mr. Shuttlesworth's property down the road a piece. Mr. Shuttleworth, his soil good land too. He lives down the road a piece, down yonder. This man can put tariffs on y'all, set the country on fire. My whole reason for saying that my just rant for the last 50 minutes was this. You guys should have been gone and not had to worry about the tariffs at all. Some of you guys should have been gone. You should have been just like me, looking at the tariffs from afar. What did Jerome in the house say? I'm a player from where? The Himalayas. That's where you should have been looking at the tariffs, from as far as the Himalayas. You still got your... How's that $100,000 a year working for you? When your mama told you in 2011, when she was 61, baby, go live your life. Oh, she told you that in 2001? Okay, 2001, baby, go live your life. And you was making 50, 60, 70,000. At 2011, you crossed $100,000 a year. How's that 100,000 working out now in the U.S. economy now? It don't feel like 100,000, do it? When you could have been gone, and that 100,000 could have felt like 400, 500,000 if you was in Brazil or Colombia. Would have been feeling like 400, 500,000 if you was in Thailand or Philippines. Or it'll feel like at least 200,000, 300,000 if you was in Spain or Italy. Felt like 200,000, 300,000 if you today, if you had your butt in Kenya, Tanzania, and other Morocco, Egypt. How's that 100,000 working out for you, bro? All you dudes that used to brag about having 100,000, how's that work out during the tariffs now? Some of you dudes just crossed 100. Oh, you just crossed 100,000? I promise you, in 6 months, that 100,000 gonna feel like more like 45. Once these tariffs kick in, these tariffs ain't kicked in yet. Let these. It's about 6 months. It's gonna take about 6 months to a year for these tariffs to kick in. Oh yeah, I mean kick in. Foot to chest. I'm talking about steel-toed boots straight to your chest. You should have been gone when you crossed 40, 50,000. But you steady want to stay in the States. So suffer. So suffer. I know you can complain. Black men. They just gave y'all something new to complain about, didn't they? Because you ain't going nowhere. Black women, they leaving. Black men, I'm yet to see y'all videos. I find us black men videos every blue moon. We'll pop up on TikTok every once in a while. Hey guys, I got a new life in another country. You guys can live this life too. Every once in a while I see a brother. 99% of the videos, white men, white women, black women. 99% of the videos on YouTube, on TikTok, on X, on Instagram, number sisters. No, yeah, we do ours quietly. Boy, yeah, because when it's time for pay for play, y'all black always putting out videos. Look at all these whores I purchased. So anybody want to use that excuse talking about black men, we just do ours quietly. No, we talk when it's time to talk about them females. We got 9,000 videos out there when it come to Cartagena. Here's where you better hold. When it's time to go to Sosua, we got 100,000 videos out there. Oh, come to Thailand. Look at all these heifers. Come to the Philippines. You don't need a good woman. You just need to get a woman from the club. All right, sexy boo. Andrea said, lower my voice. Woman from the club. So don't tell me black men, we just moving in silence. Because we ain't. We ain't. Because when it's time to talk about some pay for play, we got more videos out there than white boys. I'm not even in the pay for play world, and y'all all over WhatsApp throwing photos, all over Instagram throwing photos, all over YouTube throwing videos and photos. So don't tell me about that. Oh, we just moving in silence. Bullshit. Y'all traveling and y'all ain't moving at all. I'll say that again. We travel as black men, but moving, actually moving, shh, y'all ain't moving nowhere. So continue to watch the rest of your fellow YouTubers for entertainment, not inspiration like the rest of us did. Because I was watching my YouTuber travelers. I was watching them brothers, Taylor Make Dreams, Ace Live, Flyboy Way, and all them other brothers. Them was my inspiration. It wouldn't be an Andre if it wasn't for these black male YouTubers that were out there, the few that were out there. They were my inspiration. But you dudes ain't going nowhere, man. Y'all just looking at us for entertainment. Shout out to my brother Fadi in the building. Appreciate you. He said Americans abroad aren't screwed now. He said, but it is coming. No, not like, no. Those tariffs will impact the locals. I'll say that again. That 10% tariff coming to Colombia will impact a local Colombia that only makes $400 a month. You dudes that are bringing in $3,000, $4,000, $2,500, $10,000 a month. Them dang tariffs don't impact you. You come to Colombia with $2,000 a month. $2,000. That's $8,000 buying power. Them tariffs ain't gonna bother you. Do you know how much? If you guys knew since I've been here, let's look at it from since I've been here. Do you know how many times the price of food has increased in Colombia? And me and Andre always buy some expensive food because we want the healthiest. You know how many times food has increased in Colombia? It don't hit us upside the head since I've been here, almost a decade. I've never gone to the grocery store like, oh, Andrea does it. She, wow, for this? No. We as foreigners make so much money that when you're in Spain, those tariffs hit Spanish, the local Spaniards, who only make $1,000 a month. Spaniards make between $1,000 to $1,500 a month. You walking in the door fresh off the plane bringing in $3,000 to $7,000 a month. They got to pay taxes on their little $1,000. You got tax breaks on your little $3,000 to $7,000. Those tariffs are hitting the locals, but those of us who take advantage of geo arbitrage, that means moving to a location to where you get a better bang for your buck. Us that take advantage of geo arbitrage, we don't feel like it's due. I've never, not one time, being in Colombia, felt inflation. The price of our apartment can go up by, okay, it's going to be an extra $14 a month next year. You think I'm gonna feel $614 a month for a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom in the suburbs, security in the front, security in the back, in one of the best areas of Cali, Colombia? You think I'm gonna feel $14? Now, if I was a local, that $14 would be like, oh, we need to talk. But since I'm not a local, and since you guys aren't locals, you can go to Brazil. And what Brazilians will pick it about, I ain't never thought about picking it about the price of nothing. Nothing that I purchased. Truck, you can't say, well, Andre's never owned a vehicle. Yes, I have. Andre's never owned this, never owned this. The only thing I haven't owned yet was a piece of property. None of it. You can come to other countries, dude. You can live in over 60% of the world's upper suburbs, dude, on $35,000 a year. Do you not realize that? Without feeling the pinch of inflation. The only time dudes feel the pinch of inflation, and I mean this, that I notice, dudes that are truly aren't responsible with their money. Like you can give them $10,000 a month and they will F it up no matter what. You get them 5 figures a month, and it's dudes that's just out there in the world that just do not know how to be responsible with money. No matter what you give them, they will F it up. It's those dudes that I notice that are expats that struggle with the locals. But the rest of us, okay, how many times y'all been to a club and y'all complain about a price in Medellin that went up on the price in the club? Y'all didn't even notice it. Y'all came to Medellin in 2017, 2020, right? That drink that you got was $5. That drink that you got now is $6.75. You ain't even noticed that $1.75 that went up. The locals did. but not you. And some of y'all are already in the position to relocate and not feel what most Americans are about to feel in the next 6 months to a year. Y'all about to feel it. Oh, y'all gonna feel it. You say, plus with ICE treating foreigners, the way ICE is treating foreign locals, may do the same. Nope. You know why? Because locals didn't leave. I'm gonna tell you, I don't know why Americans think that everybody was part of the migration to America. Dude, there are 54 to 55 million Colombians, for example. Dude, you didn't even have, I kid you not, you didn't have 20,000 Colombians leave. I'm gonna say that again. Of 55 million. You ain't even had 20,000 people say, I'm selling everything and I'm gonna walk to the United States. Ain't nobody going on. Hey, dudes, check it out. During the Biden administration, was all the Colombian football stadiums still full to see them soccer games? Okay. When you guys that came to Colombia during the Biden administration, when everybody was migrating, was not all the Colombian restaurants still full in the mother? Okay. What about the Colombian malls? Were they still full of people? When you went to during the Biden administration, where everybody could just walk their ass to the United States, was not Colombian malls still full in the mother? What about the malls in Brazil? Come on. Ecuador? Okay. Panama, the malls in Panama was still full. Okay, so let's say you got hurt when you went to the hospital in Mexico, in Cancun. Was not Cancun still full of people visiting? What about Playa? Was not the doctor's offices and the clinic when you go get your teeth done somewhere in South America? So it was still people in there getting their teeth done, huh? So everybody wasn't going, huh? Like y'all Americans bragged about. So not everybody was going to America, huh? Most people ain't leave, huh? Only maybe 20 to 30,000 people per country, huh? So that wasn't a big number, huh? I sound like juvenile now, huh? While you in the United States, you think everybody trying to come to your ish. They ain't. People in these countries were still getting married. They were still buying land, selling land. Y'all like them cowgirl videos, don't y'all? With the cowgirls. How come all them fine cowgirls wasn't riding their horses to the United States? Why they still here in Colombia? All them girls was here during the Biden administration. They could have just went on ahead went to the United States and rode some horses, right? How come them sisters ain't? How come all them beautiful Colombianas on all them videos y'all like to see riding the horses? All them Afro-Colombianas just dancing and showing their little curly afro. All of them was here during the Biden administration, the Biden administration. How come they? So they ain't leave? So they ain't leave either. Cartagena wasn't empty, so it was still Colombians in Cartagena too. So what the hell are y'all be talking about when it come to y'all think that everybody trying to come to the United States? Ain't nobody trying to come to that month. I don't know why. When you in there, I'm gonna tell y'all something for real. When I was in the United States, I thought the same thing. When I was in Canada, I thought the same thing. I kid you not. I thought everybody wanted to come to Canada. You know, being Detroiter, you might as well be Canadian. If you're Canadian, you Detroit. If you Detroit, you Canadian. You right there. You like not even 1,000 steps away from being in Canada if you're from Detroit. You watching all Canadian television. You grew up on all the BBC television shows, all the London shows, all the Canadian shows, all the French from Quebec. You grew up on all that if you're from Detroit. You are 100% Canadian without the citizenship if you're from Detroit. That's just it. We got a tunnel and a bridge. So at the end of the day, you got all these people in Canada that think that everybody want to come to Canada. All these people in UK think everybody want to leave their country, come to UK. All these people in the United States swear up and down because the white man told you. Let me clear my throat. No, I didn't lie. Because the white man told you, and you love America so much, black males. You love America so much. The white man told you, everybody trying to come here. Everybody trying to come here. And you repeated it because the white man said it, and you believed it. And so did I. I believed it. Oh, hell yeah, I believed it. Until, here's the funny part. I left America. And I started traveling to other countries. And the last place that people wanted to go to, as far as living, was America. Nobody was running to our ish. Nobody. Nobody was running down the street in Colombia when Biden opened up and Kamala opened up the floodgates. You see how in the United States you can't get nobody to do any construction work because all the Latin people that were doing the landscaping and the construction, they gone now. That didn't happen in Colombia. That didn't happen in Haiti. That didn't happen in DR. It wasn't like they woke up one morning and all the Latin people that was doing construction in South America was gone, like in the United States, like gone. Nobody to work the fields, like in the United States. Nobody could do the construction, like the United States. Nobody could cut up the meat in the meat markets, like the United States. Like when all the Latin people left the United States over the last few months, the United States is still crying and whining because you ain't got nobody to do the work for you. That ain't happened in South America. I woke up the next morning, it was people still building buildings. It was still people working in the meat market. Still pastors pastoring, priests preaching. Same Colombians I saw in the gym before Biden. Same Colombians I saw in the gym after Biden. That barefaced lie that they've been telling us and selling us for years that everybody want to come to the United States. Only people that believe that lie are people in the United States and the poorest of the poor outside the United States. I'm going to say this again. The only people that believe that barefaced lie are people that live in the United States in the ultra poor outside the United States. Because that's all ever came. If you notice, the only people that, it wasn't no damn doctors and scientists and nuclear physicists and biologists coming through Texas. It wasn't nobody that was like Supreme Court judges in their own country, or people that were like school principals, or people that like mathematicians, and wasn't none of that coming through the ports in the United States. It wasn't even like future NFL players or kids that's about to get drafted into the NBA. Wasn't no extra tall dudes coming. No. It was just broke ass people. You just got 11 million broke people came to your country tearing everything up. That's all we got. That's all we got. It wasn't nobody that came through and opened up a dentist's office. Ain't nobody come through and open up a doctor's office, a new clinic. Wasn't none of that going on. It was just a bunch of gangs, thugs. That was it. And I'm going to tell you something. You want the truth? We were dancing in the streets in Colombia. Boy, when the Venezuelans left, Colombians were dancing in the streets. When all us ultra dangerous Colombians were going to the States, thank you, Jesus. God is good all the time. And all the Colombians just dancing in the streets, Brazilians dancing in the streets, Dominicans dancing in the streets, all them troublemakers going to America. Thank you, Jesus. They wasn't sad because them people was leaving. Man, you know how glad Colombians were when them people were not living in the park anymore, begging for money every time you stop at a stoplight anymore. Out there trying to be hooked on every drug anymore. Man, hey, Biden, take them. People back, you take them, Biden. Don't you go and keep them, bro. You want them, you take them. Man, we were happy over here, man. I kid y'all. I don't know what y'all were thinking. I don't know what y'all thought other countries were thinking when them people were leaving their country and going to America. Nobody was crying. Nobody. Everybody was like, thank God they gone. Oh my God, so glad them Venezuelans gone from Bogota. Oh my goodness, we can walk down the streets of Cali now. Oh, Medellin ain't got them headaches anymore. That's what they was thinking. I don't know what y'all thought Colombians were thinking. Them locals, phew, they ain't gonna do. The locals had nothing to do with what was going on with that exodus of people. There will be no retaliation because of Trump sending them people back. If anything, they disappointed. Like, what? Can't we send them to the prisons in Ecuador, El Salvador? Can't we just send them all to El Salvador prisons? That's how Colombians and Venezuelans feel. They are not sitting around like, come home, my people. They are not sitting around hoping them broke people come back. Okay. Y'all keep on thinking about that about Colombians and Brazilians and Peruvians. Like they sitting around waiting for them broke people to come back and tear their neighborhoods up again. They tore your neighborhoods up. New York, didn't they? Did they not tear your neighborhoods up in the subway? Chicago, did they not tear your area up? Come on, Colorado, did they not run madness through your neighborhood? Well, what makes you think they was doing in South America? So what makes you think South Americans want them type of people back? Man, South Americans ain't sitting around talking about some, man, them people are back and we're going to be mad at Americans because they sent our people out of America. No. They looking at America like, damn, why y'all send them back here? Okay, you see the first response of the Colombian president before Trump came with the tariffs. You saw the response of the Colombian president the first go round when what did he say when Trump first was gonna bring them people over? What did the president say? Don't bring them motherfuckers over here. Trump like, but these are your people, they're Colombians. I don't give a don't bring them back here. But these are your blood, these are your people, they're Colombians. Don't bring them motherfuckers back here. But these are your fellow people. Trump, keep them. Send them somewhere else. It took Trump to threaten the president of Colombia with tariffs to get the president of Colombia to take back his own thuggish people. Y'all ain't realized that. That man didn't want them people back here, and the people didn't want them people back here. We weren't sitting around talking. The people in Colombia did not protest. The president didn't even want them people back here. Venezuela feels the same way about the Venezuelans. Y'all ain't got to come back here. We already going through enough issues. We don't. No. Shit. Y'all be getting these countries messed up, man. Y'all need to start using a passport and watch the people, talk to the people, be around the people. Instead of looking at the world from Americans' point of view. Because I'm going to tell you something. I keep trying to tell y'all year in, year out. America will lie to you about every country, including America. America will lie to you about every country, including America. Name a truth that America tells about America. And I can guarantee you we can track that back to a lie. America will lie about itself. You think it ain't gonna lie to you about other countries? Name a country America don't lie about, except for when that country going through war or disease or famine. If it ain't war or disease or famine in that foreign country America talking about, America will lie to you about every single country. America will lie to you about Iceland just as fast as it'll lie to you about Australia. It'll lie to you about Portugal as fast as it'll lie to you about Philippines. It'll lie to you about Taiwan as fast as it'll lie to you about Tanzania and Thailand. Just as fast as it'll lie about Texas. You can't name a country America ain't lied to you about. And then when you get to that country, you find out 90% of what the United States told you about that country ain't even true. Unless it's a war-torn country, unless there's a war going on, starvation, or political uprising. That's the only time America want to tell the truth about a country then. Oh, it's a war going on. Oh, they want to tell the truth about the war. Oh, they're impoverished. Oh, you want to tell the truth about poverty. Oh, their government is just not fair. Oh, now you want to tell the truth about the government's not being fair in that country. But anything else, man, America will never America don't introduce you to a country unless it's war, famine, or political uprising. You notice that? Do you notice America? Okay. When the last time you heard America talk about Ukraine outside of a war? I'll wait. When was the last time you saw America talk about Ukraine when everything was going good in Ukraine? In the history of television and the radio, have you ever heard America say anything positive about Afghanistan when wasn't nothing going wrong way back in the day in Afghanistan? When was the last time America said anything about their ally in Taiwan until China started trying to put their foot in the business of Taiwan? I'll wait. If it ain't a war going on, political uprising, or some type of poverty and impoverishment, America ain't gonna tell you ish about no country. If it was up to America, you wouldn't know that it was 7 continents. You know it was one. North America. America doesn't give less than a dang about any other country. They won't introduce you to name one country y'all watch a commercial and America say go visit that country. It is beautiful. It is wonderful. You need to go there. Name the commercial you saw growing up. I'll wait. I can't name a country. All these beautiful countries that we've been to since we've been using passports, right? Name one of them countries America say you need to go to. Did they have commercials for Bali? No Indonesia commercials? As beautiful as Thailand is, you ain't grew up seeing no Thai commercials? Oh, they must have been talking about the islands of Philippines. Gotta have some commercials for, oh, no, you ain't seen no so no commercials for the Philippines, huh? As beautiful as Brazil is, we ain't see, so we ain't grew up on no countries, no commercials on the Philippines. America ain't got no countries. No commercials for no countries. They don't tell us nothing good about no countries. Not a nan. You can't name the country. You can name the most beautiful country that you've ever been to. America ain't never had a commercial advertising, go check that beautiful country out. You can find the most lack of war. You can poor Paraguay and Uruguay. Don't mess with nobody. Quiet as could be, full of peace. You ain't gonna never see a commercial about a country full of peace in the United States. Go to Uruguay and Paraguay, where you'll find great steaks, great food, and all the peace that you deserve. You ain't gonna see that commercial. Okay. Have you ever seen a commercial that America promoted making money in other. Are there any Sweden commercials? Hey, if you want to be a baller, you need to get to Sweden and Switzerland, dog. Ain't no commercials. If you want tax breaks, Ireland got them tax breaks for you, as well as the Cayman Islands. Ain't no commercials for that. Hey, if you want to have health care, Thailand is the place to go to. Ain't no commercials for that. Hey, you want a passport stronger than ours? Make sure you get your Japanese passport. Ain't no commercial for that. So when Americans be sitting back talking about other countries, I'm gonna tell you something. We don't know a damn thing about what we're talking about. Until we go there, we don't know nothing. They don't tell us the good, and they only show us the bad when the bad is happening. They don't show us no good. You can't tell me one commercial or one headline on the news, ABC News. Hi, this is Andre Spence, ABC News. It's 7 o'clock in the evening. And what's happening in Thailand? Well, great health care, great weather. And at the end of the day, beautiful women. We're going to show you guys the details of that and how you can live that life. They don't show you that in the United States, but let there be some type of issue, have a volcano erupt in that part of the world. America is all over it. Volcano erupts in Southeast Asia. 10,000 people have perished. Film at 11. We're here in Thailand where there was just an earthquake. We're speaking with the locals. That's when America say something. All you dudes that think that man, please do me fellas, I'm telling y'all, do me a favor. Either do your true research in the United States about the rest of the world, or get you a passport and travel to that location. But stop listening to people in the United States about this planet. We don't know anything, and you don't realize it until you leave it. You don't realize how much they don't tell you about this planet. Everybody knows about our country. They know about our continent. We don't know nothing. Some of us grown and in our 50s still can't read a map. Oh, so what country is that? I ain't never heard. I didn't know that country even existed. You got countries 5, 4, 3,000 years old. You still can't point to them on the map. I didn't know that existed. Of course you don't. I didn't know. I'll say this again. All this stuff and all this ranting that I'm telling you guys, I didn't know. I didn't know all this. And some of you guys who are travelers, if you want to be honest, some of you military brothers and some of you guys that travel on your own, you didn't know about all them countries. You didn't know about Germany until you went to Germany. You didn't know how German women looked at black men. You like, what? I'm in Germany and women like me. I'm in Italy and women. I'm in Spain and women like me. I'm in Portugal and women like the chocolate. This chocolate. I heard Portugal was like the foundation of slavery. That's all I ever heard about Portugal, and they like the chocolate. All I know about Germany is Hitler, but they like the chocolate. You ain't know that. You thought it was all still Hitler and concentration camps and everything else because that's all they ever showed us about Germany. They never showed you how fine the German women are. Some of you dudes have been with some of the finest white girls you ever been with, and they was in Germany and they were in Spain and they were in Italy. Some of you military brothers were like, man, my first time was getting some white coochie was in Europe. I ain't never been with a white girl until I was in the military and I was in Europe and the white girls was all over me. And I was like, oh my God, I am smashing not American white girls, the heritage, the foundation of white girls. And you ain't even know you could get that type of white girl coochie until you got in the military, and some of us who use our passports and we're traveling. You ain't know. Why? America ain't tell you that. You probably had an uncle who was in the military told you some stories, or your dad was in the military, but most of us that ain't had nobody in the military tell us, we ain't know. Some of you dudes that got some Egyptian coochie, Cambodian coochie, you ain't know you get you some, come on, stop. You ain't know you could get you some Egyptian coochie. Moroccan coochie, you did not know that you could get Moroccan coochie. Some of you dudes have landed in countries you can't even spell right now. If somebody asks you how to spell it, you've been in that country 6 months and you don't know how to spell it yet, but you've been your ass off. America ain't told you nothing about that country that you can smash like that. You keep on, as Americans, I'm gonna tell y'all something, and some of y'all might be thinking he's just talking like that. He a hater, y'all, because they told you anybody that talks about America is a hater. They trained you to think that. I got you. But like I said, until you either get a passport or you start doing real research and talking to people that are in those countries, don't trust America when it comes to how. There's a lot of stuff we could trust our country for. Information ain't it. We can trust America for a lot of stuff. Making money, learning information about the rest of the world. That ain't it. Don't you ever think that America gonna teach you what's really going. The Umars, all them black nationalist brothers, they'll never tell you nothing. They talk about the black side of being black around the world, but they never tell you anything really about the countries. Okay. Name the country that Umar told you details about that you would say, I could see myself living there. Tariq Nasheed, all them brothers. Name the country that you remember that them brothers were very thorough and give you the details on, like I do with traveling to South America, and I give you guys the details on how to do it, visas and all this other stuff. Name the country that Tariq Nasheed in all 54 countries of Africa. Name the one that they gave you the details on how to get there. Omar, the detail. No detail? No. So even your own brothers who talk so much about race, them ninjas ain't going nowhere. They will go visit. Umar will go visit another country. That Negro ain't about to go live in another country. Tariq Nasheed, all them dudes. All these YouTubers with the blackity black YouTube, they talk about other countries. They will visit another country. They will interview people in other countries. But them Negroes ain't about to move nowhere. They making too much money selling lies and lines to you black Americans. It's too much money. Race is too much money to walk away from. Why should I ain't mad at Umar. I ain't no Umar hater at all. I understand the hustle. I'm from Detroit. I understand the hustle. Get your money, Umar. You got all these dumb black people believing what you got to say, and they riot and they, yes, Umar, yes, get your money, player. You ain't no different than the hustle pastors that are out there. Not saying that all pastors are hustlers, but I'm talking about the ones that are hustlers. Man, I ain't mad at Umar. I'm not mad at Umar. Man, if you don't get your money, Umar, damn what these brothers talking about. Them Negroes ain't going nowhere off that plantation. Umar, they don't know they slaves. Get your money. Umar, black people in the United States, they don't know they slaves. Get your money. I am not mad at you. Let them Negroes think you're going to build that church. I knew you wasn't going to build no church. They gave you millions. You still eating off of that church money. I mean, that school money. I knew you wasn't going to build no school. I knew Omar wasn't going to build no school. That's like the church building fund. Church ain't never put nothing on the building fund we've been paying for 20 years. Church ain't even got a new roof. Just like Umar in them schools. Umar, get your money, baby. You got my dap. Them Negroes don't know they slaves and don't want to know. Get your money, man. I ain't mad at you. We always want to talk about how Derrick Jackson and all them dudes be hustling black women Look at the pot calling the kettle black. You want to talk about how Derek Jackson and all them other dudes hustling black women, and Umar been hustling y'all for years. Tariq Nasheed been hustling y'all for years. Philip Scott been hustling y'all for years. With this black and black, only blacks, black, blacks, but Africans are not included. All these dudes been hustling y'all for years. Biggest YouTubers, biggest social media, hustling y'all for you. Man, get y'all money, players. I ain't mad at Philip Scott. Get your money, player. Get your money. I am not a hater at all. Get your money. These dudes don't know that they slaves. Get your money from these indentured servants. I mean, not slaves, indentured servants. Get your money. I ain't mad at these dudes hustling y'all. Still sending in money for that school. Y'all still be inviting him on this. You will never see Umar on this show. Why? Not because of Umar, but because I have nothing to hustle with him for. Or in other words, I have nothing that I want my audience to be hustled by him with. You will never see me paying $2,000 to get Umar on the show. What the hell for? So he can lie to y'all. So y'all want me to have Umar come on so he can lie. I might as well have Derek Jackson on here and just let him tell some lies. I might as well get some of those relationship coaches. I might as well have some of them brothers come on and tell some lies to y'all. I might as well pay them fools to come on here. If I want somebody to lie to y'all, I might as well get some of them dating coaches to come on here and just tell y'all all type of lies. You'll never see me have Umar on, man. It's a hustle, dog. All them dudes are hustling. Why? Racism makes motherfucking money. It makes money. Why did I say all this for the last hour and a half? Because many of you should have already been gone and should not be impacted by these tariffs. You should have already been gone. Not all of us, because like I say, a lot of us still got responsibilities in the States. But for those of you that you know that you should have been gone when I left, and you still BSing around in the States, you knew you should have been gone. You should not have been impacted by those tariffs at all. Shout out to my man, 40. T-Mac says this. He said, I'm not stopping with only 2 passports. You sound like me. He said, I pay to get another citizenship after Colombia next year. He said, the word is options, gentlemen. You got options. Not just T-Mac, not just me. All of us, guys. All of us. Those of you who are still in the States that don't have a passport, you have options. The brothers that do have passport have options. All you military and ex-military brothers, shout out to you guys for service. But you got options too. I put my life on the line for this country, and I will be getting the hell out that country too. I will be what? Please. I'll be back just enough to get my 100% disability. As soon as my 100% kick in, I'm out. I ain't gonna lie to you. If I'm military, soon as everybody in the family all right, you all right? You all right, mama? Dad, you good? Sis, I love you. Dad, my brother, my kids old enough. Everybody good? I got 100% disability. I'll be on the first thing smoking. The first thing smoking. You've already lived out the country several times. You if anybody know how to live out the United States, you do. I ain't got to convince you. Shout out to my man Kenny Mixon in the building, other Mixon family. He said, appreciate the gang family. He said, I've been trying to find a way to leave the Bay Area. Yay, area. Shout out to them hyphy heads out there. Keep the Sneak, Messy Marv, Mac Dre, the Federation, San Quinn. Yeah, you guys know I like hyphy music. For a moment, he said my wife doesn't want to leave. Have you guys traveled yet? Have you guys traveled internationally yet? Let me know, Kenny, if you guys have traveled. A lot of times, all it takes is like that 1 or 2 trips. Like showing your wifey trips on YouTube, the sisters going to Cartagena. Oh, black girls going to Colombia. Mm-hmm. Oh, there are beaches down there. Mm-hmm. Well, how about we set up a trip to go to Cartagena? Oh yeah, let's do that, baby. Let's do that. That sounds good. All it takes like that 1 or 2 trip. Bam. Wifey, like, where else can we go? We can live here. It is affordable. Of course, I'm not surprised wifey doesn't want to go. I didn't want to go. It's one of those situations you don't know what you don't know. I'll say it again. Being in the United States is a situation like you don't know what you don't know. So wifey, and like most of us, we don't know. Until like that first and second trip, and we're like, what? But the United States told me. You know how many times I told myself that? You know how many times Andre had to say, you ain't in the States no more, babe. But in my country, you ain't in your country no more, babe. But, dude, I was always had this, but. In my country. And Andre always had to remind me, you ain't in the States no more. We don't do it. We don't do that here. Or we don't eat that here. We don't be late. We don't be, Andre, we're not loud like that here. Kid you not, guys. I wish I could put it another way, but that's the only way I can put it. That's exactly how it is. Just try over the next year or two. Say, babe, I'm going to schedule a trip for us. We're going to get our passports. We'll schedule a trip. I ain't trying to go nowhere. I wasn't asking. For our anniversary, you know they like a special day. For our anniversary, it's all on me. And then start showing her some photos of sisters in Cartagena. That's all you got to do, show her where sisters go. Next thing you know, she like, oh, I didn't, oh, wow. Oh, that is a nice beach. And the next thing you know, you and wife on the first thing smoking. It don't even gotta be first trip to Colombia. It could be Panama, beautiful Panama. It could be to Mexico. It could be the DR, Santo Domingo. Just that first trip, I'm telling you, she'd be like, you know what? Let's talk about this. You know, she'd be like, let's talk about this. He said, many suffer from what I call plantation pox. I like that. Plantation pox. Yes, sir. Not the smallpox, not the chicken pox, the plantation pox. Y'all ain't going nowhere. Shout out to my man Dave in the building. He said, question. He said, do you wear suits to the club, bars, or restaurants? Yes, when we are celebrating an event. Like if we are celebrating our anniversary or Andrea's birthday or my birthday, then I'll get suit, no tie, no suit, just a suit jacket, a nice suit jacket in the slacks and the, my button up and my I thought I had my shoes right here, but my wingtips or my Oxfords or my monk strap shoes or boots. Yeah, and during that time period, that's when I wear a suit. But it's very rare I wear a suit and a tie. I wear suit and tie with you guys, but a suit I wear in Colombia a lot, especially a sports jacket. I get away with sports jackets a lot. And then if you're in Bogota, you could definitely dress like you dress in the States because the weather fits it. You could rock a suit in Bogota every single day if you want to with a tie. It's that type of business, like I said, Bogota is twice the size of Chicago for all you shoutouts, just to let you see how big it is. It's twice the size of Chicago. It has 12 million people compared to New York City at 9-point-something million people. So it has 3 more million people than even New York has. That's how big Bogota is. So it's really a big on-the-go type of city. So you can rock what you want to in Bogota, and the weather is perfect for it. Like if you guys came to town and we all went out with sports jackets on, and we could pull it off. Sports jackets, slacks, looking good. with some hard bottom shoes, we can pull it off. With a tie, no. Because here in Colombia, it's mainly like ties are mainly for the daytime for business. But during the evening, you know, you have your button-down shirt on, but no tie. That's a good question. Good question. My man Choir Storm says this. He said, "Man, Andre, thanks for plugging me in to Mr. Pro for You. I mean, yeah, Pro for You. And it's that's my dude. Make sure you guys subscribe to my man, Love, Purpose, and Passports. Him and his wife, if you like our content, and I kid you not, there are very few couples on YouTube that are sincere about blessing you guys with information and showing you around like Mr. Pro for You and his wife. They are a great, great couple. If you guys get a chance, moderators, could you drop the link to their channel, Love, Purpose, and Passport, so guys can subscribe? We got 82 people in the building. Their content is incredible, and they show so many hidden gems in Santo Domingo. Yes, they show you parts of DR that you never thought about that you can go to and enjoy with your Dominican girlfriend. And he was with his girl while everybody else, check it out, while everybody else was running a happy butt to Sosua, and he was on the he was with his boys that would hang to Sosua, and he met his girl, and he started going down to the Santo Domingo to hang out with his girls. So every time everybody would go to Sosua, he'd be like, "Have fun, fellas." He'd jump on the plane and he would head down and spend time with his wife. And at that time period, they were just meeting each other, hanging out. And then the cool part about it, it took him 7 years. That's why I keep trying to tell you guys, you're on track when it comes to timing. It took this brother 7 years to move to Santo Domingo full time. He made the United States his second home, where he went back, took care of business and everything. But his home, where him and his girl were, was Santo Domingo. And then 7 years later, he was living full time in DR. Excellent couple. Excellent couple. And the funny part is, he was like me, because when I first heard his wife talk, I was like, she Dominican? Like full Dominican? And he was like, when he met her, he was like, there is no way you're Dominican, because her English is so school teacher proper. I'm talking about old school teacher proper, like an English teacher. Her English is so proper with no Dominican accent at all. You like, ain't no way in heck you full Dominican with no accent. But yeah, she's full Dominican with no accent in her English linguistics. Great couple. Great couple. Make sure you guys subscribe to their channel, man. And they've been on YouTube about 4 years. We talk every New Year's Eve, guaranteed. We all call each other and chop it up on a video chat. He said, "Man, Dre, thank you for the." I think we did that one already. Yeah, yes, sir. Great couple. Lex is in the building. He said, "Another good way to travel is going on cruise." Man, I was a cruise junkie. I've been on 5 cruises. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get ready to go to the video, guys. I know I didn't get a chance to do a shout out with everybody, but let me get ready to go to the video. Remember, we're talking about tariffs and travel. And we're talking about how the tariffs also are impacting the United States. JG is in the building. He says, "Poor as I am now, as all the other stupid people, that all they do is talk. Most people talk politics and don't have no fucking money." Shout out to my man Brian in the building. BS representing. He said Colombia's got 2 O's, no U. 2 O's, no U. That Colombia is in South Carolina. This Colombia right here. Colombia and the U.S. are fighting over gangs, drugs, and legalization. Are you guys feeling over that? Nope. No. I've been here almost 10 years. No. I've been all over the country. I drive everywhere. We drive and fly everywhere. We be in small towns. We be in big cities. I've been into about about 20. I've been to at least 25, about 25 cities and towns in Colombia so far. It's not the 90s, guys. 1994, 1996, Pablo Escobar, the Cali Cartel, Netflix, the stuff that y'all see on Netflix, that stuff don't happen. The cartels know to move silently now. They make billions, yes, they do, but they're not flamboyant anymore. They're really quiet. So you'll go to a gas station and see a dude in an old pickup truck, not realizing that old dude in that pickup truck is worth $300,000 to $400,000. They're very quiet. What they do is this. In the 90s, they had to funnel the money directly to the United States, right? They get the money from the United States. They send the drugs to the United States. They don't do that anymore. They get the money from the United States. And remember, they used to warehouse the money, just be billions of dollars in cash everywhere. They don't do that anymore. What they do is, they've been doing this for years. What they do is, yes, they do the money exchange. In other words, the money comes through the United States. The drugs come to Mexico into the United States, right? Cool. Everybody making money. So what does Colombia do with these billions of dollars? They send it to Peru and buy gold. Remember, Peru has gold mines upon gold mines upon gold mines. So what they do is they buy gold in Peru. Why do they do that, Andre? Because they have their representative fly to Miami and create a pseudo gold holding company. So now the company owns all this gold that was purchased by the drug lord from Colombia, but he has all this gold in Peru. He goes to the America's largest banks and gets loans for his gold, and America gives him billions in cash. So now the money has been cleaned. And now they could either send some electronically to Colombia, or they can open up businesses, buy different products and other things in the States. So why open up businesses in the United States? I mean, in Colombia alone, when you can open up and run businesses in the States and just funnel clean money. And that's how they do it now, through the gold in Peru and through the banks in the United States. This is not, dude, this is not Scarface era anymore. Remember, Scarface and them didn't have AI. They didn't have wire transfers like we have. They didn't have the ingenuity to think. Pablo didn't have enough sense to think, let me turn all this cash I have into gold. He didn't think, the Cali Cartel didn't think of laundering the money while the money was in the States. Opening up businesses in it. The Cubans did. How you think Miami got built? I'm gonna say this again. Do your homework about Miami. All the beautiful buildings and businesses in the clean area of Miami, because if you ever been to Miami, you know most of Miami ain't clean like that. But the beauty of Miami, that's Cuban drug money. All of it. I said all of Miami. All of Miami. All that beauty, all that's been, dude, all that tour, all of it. That's cute. Why you think Cubans run Miami? There's nothing but Cuban drug money running through Miami for years. That's how Miami went to the Miami that we know now, from the Miami that was in the 70s and it was just a beach area. That was it. Cubans had enough sense to clean up the money while it was in the States. Now Colombians discovering it. Clean the money up while it's in the States. And you can wire back legal money. You got bank accounts all over the world. Just imagine if Pablo had his money now with all the ability to wire transfers, the ability to buy any type of stocks, the ability to transfer it through crypto where governments can't get a hold to it. Just imagine how much crypto Pablo would have right now. Who do you see them hear about the most now as far as gang activity? The dudes that hire the women that do prostitution, that sell drugs locally, the gangs, just regular gangs, and the pay for play that rob you guys. Them the only ones that you ever see. And they move quietly. A lot of y'all sleep with women in Cartagena. Y'all don't even know they're gang members. A lot of women y'all sleep with in Medellin, Cartagena, Bogota, Cali, them pay for plays. Man, them be gang members. Some of them are female gang leaders. Man, I'm talking about cartel members. You just don't know it because it's silent now. So whatever's going on in the States, that's y'all. Whatever's going on with the States and Mexico, that's y'all. But here in Colombia, the number one thing is silence makes your money. Silence. You don't hear them dudes riding down the street bragging. You the only time you see some shootouts in Colombia, it be in the hood. Just like in the States, it be in the hood. You don't be hearing about that in Zone 6, Zone 5. You barely hear about it in Zone 4, where Andrea family from. It be them hood spots, man. Medellin the same way. You don't be hearing all over Medellin be shootout. No. Mainly that stuff be happening in poor, impoverished hoods, just like in Detroit, just like in Chicago, just like in Dallas, Texas, or Houston, Texas, just like in impoverished parts of New York, just like impoverished parts of other countries, other cities. The brokest areas have the most violence. So if you don't go to the brokest area, you literally would not see the violence in Colombia. I don't know why y'all think y'all be coming down the street, y'all come to Colombia and cartel everywhere. Don't nobody want you. I said again, nobody wants you. Ain't nobody robbing you for your intestines in Brazil. The only people that want you for that and want to rob you and drug you are low-life women and low-life people. Those that are, when you go around that, that's when you get robbed. You guys get robbed when you invite those type of people into your atmosphere. I don't get robbed because I never invited those people in my atmosphere. I don't hang in that atmosphere. Okay, let's say when I leave tonight, because I'll be leaving right around 9. I'll be in this live stream in about 30 minutes. Let's say when I go out to the club tonight, not the club, but the sports bar to hang out with y'all brothers tonight. Let's say I get robbed. I get robbed. Now, I'm not wishing evil on me, but let's say it happened, right? I've been here 10 years. Do you know how often I got robbed in the States and did the robberies myself? You know how many times I put a gun in somebody's face, somebody's mama's face? And how many times somebody put a gun in my face in the United States? I will take a one robbery in Colombia compared to all the robberies that I might have did or was involved in or got robbed myself in the United States. I had a truck. I told y'all about my Ford F-150. Bro, I only had that truck for 2 months before the police was knocking on my door at 1 o'clock in the morning because one of you Negroes was breaking in my truck at 1 o'clock in the morning. Not a white boy. I'm in an all-white neighborhood. This is the sad part. White people walking out their doors and white women with their, the Karens coming out with their night gowns on. What's going on out here? What's happening? It's 1 o'clock in the morning. All the redneck white boys coming out. What the hell is going on out here? We got the police out here. What the hell? I'm the only brother in the neighborhood. I was married at that time period. Police knocking on my door. Sir, is this your truck? Yeah. Well, we just called a culprit. Trying to break it to you. Do you know how hurt I was when I saw it was a young black brother that came all the way to that part of the suburbs of Tampa? Some of you guys that know where Ruskin is, you know you got to be on the other side of Tampa You got to drive out there. Those of you who know what Ruskin, Riverview, and Brandon is, you ain't just walking to no Brandon. Man, I was so hurt, man. We was living in Riverview at that time period. Brother then jumped the fence, jumped the gate, and out of all the vehicles, he gonna break in the brother truck. I feel far more unsafe in that motherfucking United States because I can't trust criminals and I can't trust the police. There's one thing I can say. If you ain't on no stupid stuff, police in Colombia do not bother you, and they don't bother you for nothing. It be dudes that be coming down here talking about something. Check it out. Yeah, I was in Colombia, man, and the police, man, they shook me down for money. What time was it? 3 o'clock in the morning. Tell me the scenario. See, me and my boy was in a car, and we were, okay, was your boy driving? Yeah. Where'd y'all come from? The club? So y'all been drinking? Yeah. So your boy was drunk. You was drunk. You don't know how your boy was driving based off how the police was looking at him. They pulled your boy over because he drunk driving. And they was like this. You got a choice. You can get that money to us, or you can give it to the judge on Monday. Which one you want? To where your foreign ass thought it was a shakedown. It actually was saving you from a world of headache. You can give us that money that you could give to for a fine, and we can put it in our pocket, or you can give it to a judge on Monday. Because y'all going to jail tonight. You can't drunk drive in the States, and you damn sure can't drunk drive down here, foreigner. So which one y'all want to do? But y'all sell it as if we were just riding down the streets, minding our way, our business. We were on our way to Bible study. It was 3:15 in the afternoon, and the Colombian police just pulled us over for nothing. We just come from a tea party. We were flabbergasted. And I was like, ¿Cómo? ¿Por qué? I didn't understand why. Y'all always try to sell it like y'all was on y'all way coming from, or on y'all way to Bible study. And it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and the Colombian police officers pulled us over in the afternoon, and they made all of us give up $500 a piece. They was hustling us. And then when I hear the whole story, you got your ass out there at 4 o'clock in the morning, and a car full of y'all, and y'all, the dude that's driving is drunk than a motherfucker, just like the rest of y'all. And you wondering why the police, you don't even realize the police officers who took your little 100,000 pesos from you was looking out for you, because at the end of the day, that judge would have wanted 500,000 pesos for you to get your ass out that jail. And you wouldn't have been able to come back to Colombia, because they would have said, oh, you got a case. Your ass ain't coming back to this country. But you want to sell it as if the Colombian police officers, they was harassing you. I've been here 10 years. Man, the Colombian police officers, if you ain't doing no crime, they give less than a fuck. Them the same dudes that will sit up there and drink some coffee with you, the same dudes that will sit up there and laugh. Dude, Colombian police will pull over to the side and just sit there and just talk to you because they ain't got shit else to do. I see them do that with businesses all the time. They just pull up to a business and just be talking. Hey, how's so-and-so doing? And just be chopping it up. You like, don't you got some policing to do? And in Colombia, the local regular police can't do shit unless it's the traffic police. See, if you don't see them with the neon vest on, that's the traffic police, the neon vest. The local police just had a regular green on. You could get in a car accident. The local police would just sit there like, you all right? All right. By law, they got to wait for the traffic police to come. It may take a traffic police officer to get through Colombian traffic an hour and a half to get to you. The local police will sit there and wait. but they can't give you a ticket. I never gotten a ticket from a local police officer. It's all traffic officers. And then I'll be seeing they ass do some lazy stuff. I'll be like, ain't that 7 traffic police officers eating lunch at the same time doing rush hour traffic? How the hell is rush hour traffic and y'all all eating lunch at the same? Just traffic police motorcycles just be lined up at the same bakery. Yeah, ain't nobody think. That's why I be saying, ain't nobody thinking about us, man. Yeah, ain't no. Man, y'all dramatize South America more than South Americans do. Once I left the hood of the United States, I understood that as long as I wasn't in the hood, I had a very low chance of crimes happening to me other than with the police. I said it again. Other than with the regular local U.S. police, the fact that crimes would happen in my life became lower and lower the further and further away I lived away from the hoods and hood behavior. Same thing in South America and every other country I've known guys to go to. When dudes don't be in where the bar is, where the party is, and they live like in Thailand, but they don't live near the parties, them dudes be living some wonderful lives. You guys don't even know that they live in Thailand. It's dudes that live in Colombia, you will never know that they're here, ever. They've been living here 10, 15 years. It's dudes that been living here 30 years, brothers that been living in Colombia 30 years, no issues, happily married, family, got grandkids now. You would never know. Because they don't be by bars and clubs and the party life and all that. That's y'all asses, man. I wish I could put it some other way, but as long as you're not around that, you'll never see it. And if it does happen, like I said, in 10 years, one time, if it happened to me one time, man, I'm not bitching. No, I'm not crying. You will not see me on YouTube. They robbed me in Colombia. They got me, guys. I'm leaving. You'll never see me cry like that. As many times I got robbed in the States, like I said, as many times I robbed and I put a gun in somebody's face myself, and please, who am I to cry? Who am I to cry all the dastardly deeds I did in my lifetime? All the crimes and please. Yeah, that's not me. But I love some cruises. I ain't gonna lie to you, brother. Shout to Alexa. Let's go to the video, guys. Let's go to the video for the evening, kind sirs. Give me a second. Let me pull this up for us. Here we go. This woman used to be a Trump supporter. Now let's look at what happened to her.
If you could say anything to President Trump now, what would you say?
I expected better from you. I really did.
You expected
I expected that you would do what was right and cut waste and fraud and all of those things that you promised us before we elected you in office, but you're not doing that. You're creating a disaster, and I don't know what America's going to look like if this continues.
Did you ever think that your job would be impacted in a Trump administration?
No, absolutely not.
Jennifer Piggott was abruptly fired from her job at the Treasury Department's Bureau of Fiscal Service here in Parkersburg, West Virginia, along with 124 other probationary employees. She voted for Donald Trump and thought her government job would be safe.
But to cut the knees out of the working class Americans just doesn't make sense to me. You know, it's what's the checking account look like, babe? We went through our list of items on our budget and said, what can we get rid of? And we've gotten rid of all of those things, including cable. I had my last review on the 31st of January, and I had the highest rating that you can get on a review, less than 21 days before I was terminated for my performance.
On top of losing her job, Jennifer is facing backlash from both Democrats and Republicans for speaking out. She's received death threats and more.
Our home's been egged. You know, they've hacked my Instagram and posted horrible things about my deceased mother.
What is this? What's happening?
No. I gotta say, I could have called this one. No. Yeah.
Is it our fault?
It is not your fault.
Whose fault is it? Oh, fuck, I wanna fucking know!
Let's cut this shit. It is directly your fault. It is absolutely 150% your fault. Of course it's their fault.
Please don't cry like that.
Let's grow up.
I'm going to throw up. I think I'm going to throw
Don't throw up.
Come on. I got you threw up. Oh, this is ugly. Hey, guys.
This is not right.
All right, dipshits. Right here.
Stop it.
1, 2, 3.
I don't want my picture taken right now.
The Leaving MAGA movement is taking hold for some people, and these are their voices. Stephanie Messina became a Christian nationalist in 2014, only a few years after she began her career as a pediatric respiratory therapist.
We were watching his addresses, and contrary to everything that I had been taught, being a trained respiratory therapist and working in one of the finest institutions in the country, I wasn't masking, and I was falling in line with all of these anti-science ideas.
Now, as a mom to 5 boys, Messina sees that a slippery slope led her into the Make America Great Again movement.
It isn't about Christianity, it's about control. MAGA is not about Jesus. I did 3 years of really hard work because I knew I needed to change. I knew that that my wounds from my childhood, the Christian rights, Christian by name only, by the way, Christian nationalism, I will say it all day long, is Christian in name only, in name only.
Rich Logis considered himself a true MAGA supporter, but after the Republican response to the mass shooting at an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas, he decided enough was enough.
When I was in the MAGA community myself, we had a fantasy of killing the Republican Party and making it a MAGA party. And I think it is safe to say that that fantasy is now a reality and that the GOP, whatever it was before 2015, no longer exists.
Since then, Logis set up a community for those who have left MAGA or those afraid to leave. He connected with Stephanie Messina after she posted about her departure on social media. They've been working together since.
MAGA is as addictive as nicotine. A lot of, well-meaning people on the left will say it's so pathetic that MAGA people don't wake up until something terrible happens to them. And I'm like, but it's so very human. It's so very human to need a wake-up call.
I've learned a lot about how much bravery it takes for someone to acknowledge publicly that they made a mistake, that they were wrong, that they acknowledge those errors, and that they want to make amends for any statements, actions, or rhetoric that may have harmed others.
This country is a mess, and I don't know what to do.
Did you support raising wages?
No.
Did you support unions?
No.
Make corporations pay what they owe?
Nah.
Billionaires pay what they owe?
Nah.
Bipartisan border deal?
Trump said nah.
Universal background checks?
NRA said nah.
Cap insulin costs?
Big Pharma said nah.
Did you fight climate change?
It's a hoax.
Did you protect reproductive freedom?
Took it away.
Access to inclusive books?
Took it away.
Coverage for pre-existing conditions?
Trying to take it away.
Did you at least make it easier to vote?
No.
Yeah. What's there to do?
Shut down the government.
I regret my vote. I never thought I'd say that, but I regret my vote. I voted for Trump.
Me too.
And now, in the first few weeks of his presidency, thousands of people are losing their jobs. I lost my job. I was the director of operations of bear studies. For the last 4 years, we've been studying whether or not bears in fact shit in the woods. And now it's gone. It's all gone. What am I supposed to tell my family? What am I supposed to tell them? If you voted for Trump, I don't even know what to say except fuck you. All the money being taken, and all the jobs being lost. I don't know what to do.
When I win the election, we will immediately begin a brand new Trump economic boom. Vote Trump and your incomes will soar, your net worth will skyrocket. Groceries, cars, everything. We're going to get the prices down.
President Trump made a lot of promises on the campaign trail, but he didn't talk to voters or warn them that their 401ks would take a nosedive and that tariffs would make almost everything more expensive. CNN's chief data analyst Harry Enton is joining us now. Hello, Harry. You're going to run the numbers for us. I am very curious to see what you found out about all of this. So let's start first with how unique the drop in the market is under Trump, because I have heard from some Republicans that say this is pretty normal stuff.
Yeah, if this is pretty normal stuff, I'd like to know what not normal stuff is. If this is a boom, I'd like to know what a bust is. I mean, my goodness gracious. We'll talk about it. I mean, talk about the S&P 500. It's dropped 15% under Donald Trump's presidency. The S&P 500 has been collecting data essentially since 1957. It's been an index. I went back and I looked for drops of 15% with a president who was inheriting a bull market. There's only one dude on your screen. It's Donald John Trump. He is the only one to see a drop of 15% this soon into his presidency in the S&P 500 after inheriting a bull market. In fact, there's only one other president who has seen a drop of 15% this early on in his presidency, and that was George W. Bush back in 2001. But of course,
Let's go back to what he just said. Don't let that slide by. He said Donald Trump is the only president to drop in numbers like this after inheriting a bull market. We can say what we want about Biden and Harris, and they made a lot of mistakes, especially when it came to immigration. But let's be for real. And I mean statistical for real. I don't want to be your little black feelings, because not black people do. We always going to get our black feelings about everything. Let's just look at stats. We're men. Let's look at stats. Statistically, Biden and Harris did lower insulin and other medications that your mama and your grandma have been taking. That's just stats. Statistically, Biden had 2 major bull runs, 2021 and 2023, while he was president. Statistics. Like I said, yes, Biden did a lot of bad things, especially immigration. Statistically, most of y'all who are working online from your job, y'all can still do that when Biden was in office. Statistically, Biden wasn't firing the top minority administrators in the military and in other government positions. If black folks was at the top, Biden kept them there. If it was a Latin dude at the top or Latin woman at the top, Biden kept them there. There were some black people that worked all their life to become a top military leader. Trump knocked them down. Worked your whole life to become one of the top military leaders as a black man. Trump wiped that off the record books. Biden did a lot of stuff that wasn't good. Said a lot of stuff like an old man would say, a lot of crazy stuff. But you got to admit one thing. And it was inflation. But he didn't give y'all a bear market. Kamala didn't give y'all a bear market. Even after the pandemic, didn't give you a bear market. Actually, you want the truth? Let's be real. After the pandemic, during the Biden administration, Americans had $2.3 trillion in personal savings. I'll say that again. Not America. Americans. Average everyday Americans. All our money in our bank account, $2.3 trillion. That was under the Biden administration. Trump told y'all to drink Pine Sol when COVID first came out. Trump told y'all didn't need masks. Trump had the states arguing with each other over the machines that were needed to keep people alive that had COVID, the breathing machines. I'm not advocating for Kamala because I know that y'all love to use race and she did this against the black man. And I know y'all anything. Y'all love to put race on everything. So I expect black people to put race. Y'all put race on peanut butter and jelly. Y'all put race on it ain't nothing. You put race on rice. It ain't nothing that we don't put race on. So when it comes to voting for Kamala, I expect half you dudes in the comment section to think racial. Because that's what we've been programmed to do. So I'm not tripping on that part. I'm just saying the stats. This man been in office 2 months. And I told y'all better hope this experiment worked. You got 4 years of this. You only been dealing with this for 2 months. I'm saying it again. Jimmy Carter took 11 months to tear the country up. This man is touring the country up, and you are in the middle of a recession in a bull market in 2 months while he's out playing golf. At least Paul Biden tried to pretend like he was going to try to make things better. Trump told you, I'm making it worse, and I'm about to play some golf. So while y'all saying her record isn't top tier, y'all bleeding money. That's how naive we are as Americans. Her record wasn't top tier. But you bleeding billions every day, right now. Even while the market's closed, y'all bleeding billions out of y'all 401ks. Out of y'all savings account. And y'all would sit up there and still look at Kamala like she would have made you believe. She had 4 years. Her and Biden had 4 years to make you bleed the way Trump's got y'all bleeding in 2 months. It didn't happen, did it? I'm gonna say this again. This is a yes or no question. This is not know what she would have did, what she didn't do. She was already in office. She's not some people that tried to run in office. She was already right there. She's the vice president. What she says go just like the president says. She had 4 years, 4, to do what Trump has done in 2 months. Did she do it? That's a yes or no question. In 4 years, did she do it? Did her and Biden tear up the economy the way that it is? And even if tomorrow morning everything goes back, it's going to take so many years for this to unravel itself. Let's say tomorrow all tariffs are off, the economy goes back. It's still going to be a certain amount of tariffs that's going to be out there that's going to raise inflation. That's a yes or no question. I don't want to hear none of your excuses. I don't want to hear none of you talking about Kamala this, Kamala that. That's a yes or no question. Did Kamala in 4 years tear up the economy like Trump has done in 2 months? I don't see, other than T-Mac, I don't see no more comments. Y'all got something to say about everything that the young lady did. But when I ask y'all a basic yes or no question, y'all like the females now. Females run off at the mouth. They don't know how to answer a yes or no question. Us men do. That's a yes or no question. That's a yes or no question. No, thank you, Marco. Thank you, HR. Shout out to my man Chaos in the building. Thank you, Larry. That's a yes. No, in 4 years of being in position to tear up with a Congress that could, she had a Democratic Congress. It wasn't a Republican Congress. She had a Democratic Congress. She had a Democratic Senate and a House of Representatives. She had Nancy Pelosi, and she had Chuck Schumer out of New York in the Senate, running in the Senate. Nancy Pelosi running the House. In those 4 years, they could have torn the United States apart economically. They had let in over 11 million immigrants, giving them all the free benefits they could. That money that they gave to the immigrants and everything that he did still doesn't equate to the hell that you guys are living through. And the eggs being $12, it does not equate to the hell that you're about to live through. And Trump only did it in 2 months. You are absolutely correct. There is no comparison. Because most of the time when I see you dudes talk about Kamala, you reaching. What she would have, what her track record was, then why didn't she do that when she was vice president? Why didn't she just whisper in Trump's ear like any vice president? I mean, whisper in Biden's ear like any vice president and say, I need you to do this. I need you. Why she ain't do that? Biden was an old man. She wasn't. She could have convinced Biden of anything. Why she ain't do that? Why she ain't tear the economy up? Did she? Did Biden tear it up? Your grandmama can't even afford insulin now. You want to compare Kamala to Trump and your grandmama can't even get insulin now. Women that are disabled with children can't even get EBT cards anymore. Homeless shelters don't even have government funding anymore. Over 100,000 people have been fired from federal government agencies. They're firing 50% of the Social Security Administration that makes sure your mama get her check. If your mama miss one check, she ain't got nobody she can call. But you want to talk about the little stuff that Kamala probably might have, she would maybe have done if she became president. If she had become president, what would have happened? Racism? What era of president you ain't dealt with racism? Is this mic on? What era, including Obama, that your black ass ain't deal with racism? If Kamala was president, she would have did this to the black man. Who ain't done that to the black man? Whatever your imagination said that Kamala would have did to the black man, name the president that didn't do that to the black man. Name it. I'll wait. Put it in the comment section. Name the president that didn't do whatever your greatest Kamala fear was. Name the president that didn't do that. Go ahead and name them. It ain't one. Every damn president we had to deal with some type of racial inequality, unfairness, injustice with every single president of this country. You want to sit up there and act like Kamala was going to invent something new. Nigga, please. Y'all actually thought Kamala was going to come with some type of brand new form of racism? Like you ain't already experienced enough or a different type or a different time or different kind under Biden, under Bush, under Obama, under Clinton, under Nixon, under Ford, under Carter. Name it. I'll wait. Name the president. Since y'all thought Kamala was so scary, y'all was so afraid of little old Kamala, what racial shit that she was going to do that was going to be something brand new to your ass? Let's put it like this. Whatever y'all thought she was going to do, I bet y'all didn't think she was going to do the shit that Trump did to you, did she? Did y'all think that Kamala was going to bring, okay, all you smart asses, did you think Kamala was going to bring back Jim Crow like Trump did? Did you think Kamala was going to take away equal opportunities for minorities and women like Trump did? I ain't hearing nothing in the comments. Did you? Your greatest fear of Kamala, your greatest racial fear, black men who had all that shit to say the whole time she was running for president, all that shit you were saying, put some in the comment now. Did you think she was gonna go back and put Jim Crow back on track like Trump just did? Did you think that she was gonna take away equal opportunity and just dissolve equal opportunity right of 1965 like Trump just did? No, your greatest motherfucking fear as a black man, scared of that little black woman. She ain't black, she from India. Nigga, please. If she wouldn't have told you she was from India, her people was from India, you wouldn't even know. She looked like a regular black girl from the hood. So why y'all try to pretend like, well, she part black, she part Indian. Okay, she part black, part Indian. Chili from Left Eye, Chili from TLC. She half Indian too. So she ain't black. Her people Guyanese, black and Indian. She ain't black. Chocolate ass fine Chili from TLC. Don't go chasing waterfalls, Chili. She ain't black. She half Indian and half black. Oh, she ain't. Oh, Kamala ain't black, but Chili, she black. You niggas are hypocrites. You niggas are hypocrites. Some scary ass hypocrites. All the fears you had of Kamala was nothing compared to the reality of Trump in 2 months on your black ass. If we had a black admiral, his ass gone. Anybody that was in a prominent position that was a minority in the United States, they ass, get your black ass out. Get your Latin ass. If you don't get your Jewish ass out, they even kicked everybody out. If you're not a white male, you better get your ass out of here. You don't work for this government. This is a white man's government. You ain't think Kamala was gonna do that, did you? All your scary ass brothers that had all these excuses for that sister. And y'all was team, well, it can't be no worse than we had two evils, Kamala and Trump. I bet you Kamala wouldn't have did half the shit in 2 months that Trump did. She had 4 years to fuck it up, and she didn't. She had 4 years to convince Paul Biden to do anything against black people, and she didn't. She the vice president of the United States. If she wanted to come over with a policy and work with Congress with a Democratic House and a Democratic Senate to lock all y'all asses back up like in the 90s, why she ain't do it then? She had the power to do it. All you scary ass niggas. She had the power to work with Congress. You do realize that the Senate, just to give you a little history lesson, you do realize that in the Senate, the president of the Senate is the vice president of the United States. I'll say this again for all you history lesson dudes. The vice president is actually the president of the Senate of the United States. That's why if it's a 50-50 Senate, the president is the vice president is the tiebreaker. Why? Because the president is the vice president is technically a president. They're the president of our U.S. Senate. So that's why whenever it was a tiebreaker, Kamala was always with the Democrats, because she's the president of our Senate. As a president, she could have talked the Senate into doing anything against black people. Name the law that she did against black people. For all you Negroes out there, she had 4 years as president of the Senate. Name one thing that little black woman did to y'all in 4 years. Name one law she put out there against your black ass. But the whole time she was running for president for only 3 months, y'all had something to say about that woman. I ain't hear half of y'all that didn't even vote. Half of y'all didn't even vote for Trump. Still had shit to say. I mean, half of y'all that didn't vote for Trump but voted for Kamala, you still talk shit about her even though you voted for her. That's the part that get me about black people. Y'all so fucking scary. Y'all will attack each other, but you will never stand on the truth. You will stand against each other, but you will never stand on the truth. And that's what Trump was hoping for, that y'all be dumbasses enough that enough percentage of black people, even that 8%, could help him just pull that Latin, because Latin people gonna follow black people. So Latin people was dumb enough to follow the few brothers and sisters over the edge. And now we all flying over the cliff. Those that voted for him and those that didn't vote for him. Now we all got the chain around our waist and we all flying over the cliff together. Whether you voted for this fool or not. Like I said, your greatest fears of Kamala wouldn't. You don't lie. Don't lie. Your greatest Kamala fears can compare to the shit that this white dude has done to minorities in 2 months. This dude that took down Jackie Robinson, dog. This dude, if it was up to Trump, he would tear down that fucking Washington Monument of Martin Luther King. That motherfucker. Let's put it like this. I wouldn't be surprised in the next 4 years, Trump does an attempt to tear that motherfucker down. Bet you Kamala wouldn't do that. Bet that. Bet you that damn statue gonna be under attack within the next 4 years. Bet that. They're already talking about that Trump is already on the attack of the Black Historical Museum. He trying to shut that motherfucking museum down. The one in Washington that we can go back and go like a museum and go back to the history of black people. He trying to tear that motherfucker down already. Bet you Kamala wouldn't have did that. I bet you your little black fears of Kamala wasn't that. I bet you your little black fears of Kamala when them damn tariffs wasn't. I bet your black fears of Kamala wasn't 100,000 people, your aunties and your cousins that work for government jobs being fired for no reason. I bet you your fears of Kamala wasn't that, was it? I bet you didn't think Kamala was gonna just fire 100,000 of your aunties and your cousins. I bet you didn't think that shit, did you? Trump did it. Told your cousin, fuck you, told your aunties and your grandmama and all your grandma been working at the damn federal office for the last 45 years. Told your grandmama, you got to go, ma'am, sorry. We've been telling y'all for years that Trump says, let's make America white again. I still ain't see none of y'all in the comment section justify how y'all tried to make Kamala yeah. Thank you, sexy boo. I appreciate you. Let me know. I should appreciate you. Andrea said, lower my voice. I just got my doctor's exam for my voice. And she said, my voice is good. Because you guys know I had throat surgery last year. So my voice is good, but don't mess it up again. I still, all you dudes. Shout out to them Gators. Appreciate that, man. Shout out to Gators. Shout out to ladies of UConn. Shout out to the Gators winning. Oh yeah. Them Florida boys. That's all I'm saying, guys. All that fear-mongering the United States teaches you. Whenever I see the United States, most of its citizens scared about something without any facts, that's when I pull on my research hat. Because Americans, all they got to do is just say something to us and we get scared, especially brothers and sisters. They just got to say it. We don't do no research. They just got to say it. And we just start getting scared and believe whatever white people say. No, we don't. The fuck we don't. Man, white people say it. Man, black people will fall for that shit every freaking time. A small group of us don't. Majority as a whole. That sister should have won by a landslide. All it took was more brothers. Now, don't get me wrong. Her campaign was horrible. her choking every time they ask her a subject. Girl, you vice president. You should know this by now. Bringing Beyonce and all them Fast and Meg Thee Stallion, bringing all them chicks up there. Hell no. We know that you hood, Kamala. Everybody know under outside them suits, you just a regular. We understand, Miss Spellman. So don't get me wrong, she effed up that campaign real bad. Real bad. There is no justifying to try to make her seem like she was in. No, she wasn't innocent. She had a 4-year head start. And if you vice president, that should be all that you need. 3 months should have been enough. But I bet you y'all black ass wasn't expecting Trump to tear y'all fucking history apart. Oh, that's y'all history. I'm a foreigner now in the United States. I'm a foreigner. You know, I'm the trader, the American trader. I left the plantation, so I know how y'all talk about me in the United States and dudes like me that leave. We traders, so we got you. But I bet you y'all brothers and sisters in the States was not expecting this dude to tear y'all fucking world apart, erase y'all history, erase y'all political leaders that we had and the business leaders. I didn't see all them damn billionaires standing there with Trump when he was inaugurated. With all these black billionaires we got in the United States, he ain't had one of y'all asses up there. Inaugural night, all y'all black people that he had on stage when he was running for president, he ain't had y'all in the room. We watched the inauguration. Wasn't none of you niggers in the room. Not one nigger was in the room. Not a one. Had a sprinkle. You look through the crowd, you saw like a couple of Spanish people. You saw a couple of people that was of Indian descent. But on inauguration night, if you wasn't white, you was not getting your ass up in that rally. He ain't had one of you niggers on stage. I don't think he let one of you niggers be the cameraman, security guard, trash man, cook in the back. Dude in the bathroom with the mints had to be white. You know when you go to the bathroom in the club and the dude that got the mints and the colognes, he had to be white. Go ahead. You can watch the footage of the inauguration night. You scroll through the crowd. That's what we did. We paying the crowd. We look like, where's the brothers at? Wasn't no brothers or sisters in that damn crowd the night he won. Like I said, it was like 2 or 3 people, East Indian you will find, and like 4 or 5 Latin people because it was in Florida. Other than that, if your ass wasn't white and you got caught in that Klan rally, I say it again, that wasn't inauguration night or election night. That was a Klan rally. If you let your black ass had got caught in that Klan rally, they wasn't gonna let you niggers sneak in. And you gave Kamala all that damn smoke. So for all y'all got that Kamala smoke, whether you voted for it or not, you better hope that social experiment, you better hope that shit work out. Cause you got dudes like me and dudes like my man Zay and T-Mac and all other dudes, we gonna be out, dog. Y'all can have fun with that shit. For real, because we've been telling y'all long before Trump ran for office, get the fuck out of there. Long before there was a Biden and a Kamala, we told y'all to get the fuck out of there. You wouldn't be complaining about these countries. I'm not talking about the regular everyday guys that still got business to take care of. Like I said, I know a lot of you guys still got business. You got the kids to raise, mom and dad to take care of. You got your business to take care of. You got your job, your career. I'm not talking to you guys. I'm talking to the guys like I always talk to. The guys that already have retired. Your kids are older. You've been bullshitting around, blowing money in these other countries for years anyway. Why you still bullshitting around in the States? You ain't in the States making money. You already retired. You ain't in the States working a job because you own 10 pieces of property and you make money off of that revenue. So why you bullshitting around in the States? You know the food ain't healthy for your body at 50 plus. You know the air is not healthy for your body at 50 plus. You know the noise pollution is not healthy for your body at 50 plus, but you still hanging around the United States. I'm talking to you Negroes. I'm talking to you white boys and Latin dudes. You who should have been had your ass out. So for you to bitch about Kamala, anybody trying to hear what you got to say? Bitch about Biden and bitch about Trump, and you had the money during the Obama administration when everybody was going broke. So all you dudes that's already in position to have left the United States, the reason why I don't bitch about Kamala or Biden, because I had enough sense to get the fuck out during the first Trump administration with less money than what you got. You got excuses. I used the explanation. I explained to myself and to others what I was doing and how I was going to do it. Your ass been using excuses on why you ain't doing what you doing and why you still in the States. You got an excuse for every damn thing, reason why you in the States, but no explanation. You got an excuse for why you in the States, but you ain't got no explanation. You can give me 50 excuses why you still in the damn States. None of that shit is an explanation. None of it. Like I said, I'm not talking to you other guys that got responsibilities that you still have to take care of in the States. I'm with you, brothers. I'm 100% with you. Take care of mom, take care of the kids, take care of your responsibilities, take care of your career, take care of your money, get your money up. I ain't talking to you, brothers. I know what you're doing. I'm on your team. I'm talking about you brothers that have already laid the foundation of getting the fuck out and you still hanging around the United States. You like that dude that should have graduated high school 2 years ago. You like that kid that's 19 in high school. You've been graduated. You don't want to drop out. You still keep hanging around the campus. You got a girlfriend that's 16. You as tall as all your teachers. You call all your teachers by first name because you've been knowing them so long. You ain't nothing but a damn high school dropout that refuses to drop out. That's all the fuck you are. Now, if you want to stay in the States because you want to be there, this ain't the channel for you. I don't know why you watch our channel. If you want to stay in the States, you just want to be there in the States and that's what you love, nothing wrong with that. I love the whole world. So the United States is part of the world, so I love the whole world. But this ain't the channel for you. This is channel for people that are thinking about leaving eventually. So you watching the wrong channel. If you plan on living in the United States the rest of your damn days, this is not the channel for you. This channel is literally called Love Crossing Borders, where we teach you how to find love across borders or fall in love with the borders that you cross. I don't know why you want to live in the United States for the rest of your life and then watch us. What the fuck for? I wouldn't watch this channel. Ain't no way in hell I would watch this channel if I plan on living in the United States the rest of my life. Ain't no way in hell. No. You won't be laughing at me. You won't be laughing at my food, my unhealthy food in my country. If I was a person that wanted to live in the United States for the rest of my life, you would not be going on camera laughing at me and my noise pollution. You won't be laughing at my 70% fat women. You will not be laughing at the fact that over 56% of Black mothers have multiple fathers, baby fathers. Wow. Over 50% of Black men don't even have kids. Let me clear my throat. Y'all must not have heard me. Over 50% of Black men don't have kids. That's less than Latin, and white boys. Latin, 35% of Latin men don't have kids. No, whites. White men, 35% to 40% don't have kids. Latin men, it's 15 to 20% don't have kids. Black men are the only men in the United States that ain't got a bunch of babies running around. But y'all will believe that bullshit. And oh, by the way, if you wonder where I got the information, CDC, Pew Research Center, Department of Labor and Statistics, and the IRS. Just in case you wonder, well, where he get his facts from? Because you know we always got to show some shit. You don't ask that question to white men. White men could just give you the stats and y'all won't ask shit. When the black man said, well, where you get them stats from? Pew Research Center, IRS, CDC, and the Department of Labor and Statistics. I even looked up how many black men in 2025 have multiple baby mamas. Where 56% of black women that have children, 56% that have children have multiple baby daddies. It's less than 20% of black men have more than one baby mama. These women are literally sleeping with the same guys. Literally, that 20 to 30% window they're sleeping with. And by the way, just wanted to let you guys know, the survey that I looked up was the ages of black men from the age of 16 to 55 years old. 16 to 55. 56 to 57% of us don't have kids. Of those that do have kids, only about 20% of us have two baby mamas or more. But y'all will let black women convince y'all that y'all deadbeat dads, when most of us ain't even dads, that we got abandonment issues, when statistics already show that among parents that are single parents and couples, there are so many articles out there that says black men as parents are the best parents in the United States. Black men. And they say that our parenting skills is equivalent to a two-parent household in a white community. Not just two black people. Your black ass is such a good dad. It's equivalent to raising your black child in a white family with all the opportunities that white people get with just a black father. Drug use drops. Dropout rate drops. Depression plummets with having a black father. The stress that we go through as black people, that some of us try to call, is because we're going through mental issues after slavery, ADHD. Motherfucker, please. It's because you was raised by your mama. Because that same child that was a descendant of slavery can be with a black father, and that shit don't happen. I'm gonna say that again for all you black fathers that don't appreciate yourself. You do realize if your son was raised with you from birth all that slave mental issues that black people go through, and we going through, we going through issues. We need to see a specialist because of slavery. Don't nobody talk like that to the son or the daughter of a black father. We only talk like that by the sons and the daughters that are raised by single black mothers. All y'all talking about we got some damn mental issues because of slavery. Yeah, I could agree with that to a certain extent. But that shit it looks inconsequential when a black father is raising a kid. And I mean girls and boys. The stats show black fathers are such good fathers that you can raise a girl or a boy, and the dropout rates fall. Drug use falls. Mental stress issues fall. Unhealthy diets fall. Just from being raised by their daddy. Am I saying all black fathers are perfect? Hell no. Fathers are humans just like anybody else are humans. I wouldn't say all black mothers are perfect, but I can say this. Statistically, if you compare parent to parent, man, shit. Give me a black dad any day of the week. I would love my mama, but let my black dad raise me. I'm gonna say that again. If my dad hadn't died and my parents had divorced and I had a choice between living with the two, I would rather love my black mama and live with my black daddy. What do we get? Love our black daddy and live with our black mama. And we wonder why we still at 50 years old overcoming some shit that we learned while we was living in the house with our mamas. And we love our mamas. And some of y'all don't want to admit that y'all be going through. See, these cameras, I'm not the only brother that want to tell the truth. You know how much shit I had to unlearn from being raised in the house with my mom and them? They didn't know any better. I'm not saying anything bad about my mom. I'm saying that she didn't know. My mom is a female. She doesn't know anything about the life of a male or a man. Let me put it like that. She could raise a male, but she couldn't make me into a man. I had to learn that from other men. And I'm still learning. I'm learning shit, dude, I should have learned at 13. Now. And some of y'all don't want to admit that. That's why y'all be coming to other countries and pussy rule y'all so easy. I said it again. That's why we come to other countries and pussy rule us so easy. Because we never learned the disciplines of manhood to where a real man can get pussy or step away from the pussy and go to battle another day for some pussy. But most of us that was raised by our mamas, shit, we don't know about the shit about no male mental discipline. We don't know about living in our higher power instead of our lower power. Your mom ain't taught you no shit like that. You had to be around other males that taught you about dick discipline. How your mama gonna tell you about dick discipline if she ain't got no dick? I'll wait. Most my mama could say about dick discipline is like, don't be out there hurting them girls' feelings, Andre. Don't be using them girls. Be a gentleman. That's the closest my mom could give me. That was the closest that she could give me about dick discipline. Be a gentleman. Be respectful. Use a condom. That was it. My mama couldn't tell me nothing about tell a pretty woman no when it was time to tell a pretty woman no. I had to learn that from dudes. Hey, Dre, sometimes you got to tell a pretty bitch no. What? Yes, Dre, you got to learn to tell pretty bitches no. What? You mean I can't say yes to every pretty? No, Dre, no. That's how you get messed up, bruh. That's how you get messed up, Dre. I had to learn that from you, dude, from men. Men taught me dick discipline. Women ain't teach me that shit. Man, I listen to women. I have 15 babies running around this country, man. Just listen to shit. How are women gonna tell us about dick discipline and they ain't had no dicks? None. That's like us trying to tell our female daughters about her body and cramping and bleeding. There's only so much we can say as the father. We know to get her around her aunties and all them and her mama. Because we can't relate. We don't know about no cramping. Man, please, I'm still trying to unlearn some of that shit. That's serious. Let's get back to the video. Running off at the mouth. I'm supposed to be at the sports bar right now. Andre running off at the mouth. Shout out to all you guys in the building. Appreciate you being here.
Was in fact inheriting the dot-com bubble bust. And so this is truly unique, where you come in with a bull market and then boom, right through the floor. Donald Trump, the S&P 500 dropping already 15%, Jessica.
And so there's the market, but then there's the chance of broader economic problems. And that chance is right. That possibility is rising, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. A chance of a recession, something none of us want to see. And what's the chance of a recession? I mean, J.P. Morgan, look at this, now up to 60%. It was 40% in early March. How about Goldman Sachs? It was 20% in early March. We're now up to 35%. Basically, at this point, you average all these different companies together who put forecasts out on the chance of a recession. It's about 50-50, way up from where we were at the beginning of this year. Poly market, where you can trade, was, I think, a 30% chance at the beginning of the year. Now it's 60%. No bueno. What stays in the stock market, what happens in the stock market may not stay in the stock market, Jessica.
And Americans do seem to be having an issue with how Trump is handling the economy right now.
Yeah, I mean, you look at these numbers, you wouldn't be surprised to see Donald Trump's net approval rating. Compare it now to where it was at this point in the first term. In the first term, he was above water at plus 5 points. Where is he now? He's way underwater. He is swimming with the fishes. Look at this. He is the worst ever for a president at this point in a term, on record at minus 12 points. I just never thought I would see the day, because as we were hinting at the beginning, Trump promised an economic boom. Voters bought into it, but so far they ain't liking what they're seeing.
Jimmy Carter's probably the best example of a president getting taken down by the economy recently. How long did it take 39th president to go into negative territory on the economy?
Yeah, always when you think of economic bust, you think of Jimmy Carter, the recession that occurred under him, right? How long did it take him to get a negative net approval rating on the economy? It took him 11 months. It took him all the way until December 77, January of 78. Donald Trump already has a net negative approval rating only 2 months. 2 months into this term, he is the fastest on record to go negative. And comparing to Carter, I mean, you don't have to be a mathematical genius to know that 2 is a lower number than 11. Carter took a while. Trump, right on in. The voters have turned right against him.
I also want to talk about the protests that we saw across the country yesterday. Those protests were protesting the Trump administration. They generated a lot of interest online. What did you find?
Yeah, so, you know, when we entered the Trump presidency the second time around, there really wasn't that resistance, right? Not what we saw in January of 2017. Well, now we're starting to see what we saw in January of 2017. Look at this, Jessica. This is Google searches for protests. Get this, up 1,200% versus a year ago. It was the highest level on Saturday, and I went back into the record books. You know I like to do that, Jessica Dean. And what did we see? We see that the number of folks who are searching for protests, interested in going out in those protests, is finally matching what we saw in January of 2017, if not exceeding it. If the Democratic resistance seemed to be nowhere at the start of this Trump presidency, with approval ratings for Democrats down at their lowest level ever, all of a sudden Donald Trump has supercharged it, and the protests and the resistance is on.
All right.
And elections for the House and the Senate is in 2 years. I don't know if y'all can last that long, but
Harry Anton walking us through the numbers as he always does. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, I made the mistake of turning on the news, and I listened to some of Trump talking in front of the Department of Justice, spewing his goddamn lies, telling things about us, about Americans. I can't damn that man. And now I find out I have pneumonia and I can't march tomorrow. Hold up the truth, warriors. Hold it up for me.
Grandma serious. She said, hold up the truth. Hold up the truth, warriors. Shout out to Grandma. Grandma tired, man. It's hard to be old in the United States, man, during the recession. I don't know why y'all keep thinking y'all grandmamas and aunties live in a lap of luxury in the United States, man. It is hard being old in the United States. I'm gonna say that again. It's hard to be an older person in the United States.
I can't be with.
Dear President Trump, I'm starting to regret my vote. What? Now? Now you're starting to regret. Yeah, that's right. I mean, I was fine in the beginning. I can overlook, and I'm okay with the blatant racism and the crass sexism and the deranged narcissism and pandering to Nazis and supporting pedophiles and proudly bragging about being a sexual predator and paying your mistress to have an abortion and openly cheating your employees and mocking the disabled and praising murderous dictators and the constant pathological lying, the petty vindictive cruelty, the staggering ineptitude, the unapologetic corruption, the nepotism, the mob ties, the calculated mendacity, ignorance as to how American government works, encouraging violence against those that question your authority, the theft of our tax dollars to pay off your mountain of debt and or go golfing. Did I mention the relentless lying? You're a liar. Being a white nationalist, demonizing immigrants, the obvious disregard of the Bill of Rights, lying about whether Russia had hacked our election when you knew all along it had, then lying about it, the collusion with our sworn enemy and the sworn enemy of democracy, your dereliction of duty, your treasonous activities, and I was with you when you cheated. I was with you when you cheated on your wife with that porn star, the one you compared favorably to your daughter. You cheated on your wife, not the wife you raped, but the current wife who had just given birth to your son. And of course, I was with you when we found out you cheated with the Playboy Playmate, the one you compared favorably to your daughter, not with the wife you have now, but the second wife whose kid you ignore. And of course, I was with you, President Trump, when you took the babies away. You took infants breastfeeding, literally breastfeeding from their mothers and fathers. Families who had made this arduous trek to come here and seek asylum. They just wanted to seek asylum. And you took them and you deported the parents and you took them and separated them, sent the kids hundreds of miles away in a disused Walmart inside of a cage with armed guards pointing guns at them. And then, of course, thus ensuring the private prison contractors, Core Civic and Geo Group, who donated heavily to you, can get paid their collective $4 billion in profit. As those toddlers sob and whimper in absolute terror.
Remember we talked about a couple months ago, Geo Group. Geo Group is the #1 owners of privatized prisons. And that one of the reasons why they start gathering people up was not to send people back, but to fill up all those prisons. I want to say that again. One of the reasons y'all sit back naive enough to think that they're going to be sending all those people back, 10 million people, and they're going to be sending them back on planes. Hell no. They're going to take those people and enslave them. Why? Because according to the 13th Amendment of the United States, if a person is incarcerated in the United States, the U.S. has the right to treat that person as an actual slave. When I was incarcerated, I was an actual slave. Anybody that's incarcerated, from the juvenile center to the county jail to the State Department to the federal department, male, female facilities, according to the Constitution, Amendment 13, if you are incarcerated in the United States, they have the right to treat you as a 100% slave, as if it was 1825. I don't know why y'all think that they just going to let all these people go. No, they aren't. They're going to force these people to work in your fields now. They don't have to hire them. They're going to force these people to cut up your chicken. They're going to force these people to raise your tilapia. They're going to force these people to work in the vineyards. They're going to force, because that's what they did to us in the feds. The watermelon that you got at the store, we picked that watermelon. Some of your beans, some of your fish, the fish that you eat that got packaged and raised, we raised that fish and we packaged that fish that you got in Walmart. They legally have the right to enslave those people. So GO Group, what he just mentioned, is the #1 owners of privatized prisons in the United States. And they have already said, when we looked at the video a couple weeks ago, they already said that they had planned for this next up and coming years to be the greatest years since the mass incarceration of the drug era during the Clinton administration. I'll say that again. GO has declared that they're going to make as much money as they made when Black people and Latin people were being incarcerated in mass numbers and enslaved in mass numbers during the 80s and 90s mass arrests. So just in case you want to look up GO Group, you can look them up. Privatized prison. And that's what they're doing with all the immigrants. So all y'all that's thinking that the immigrants about to get sent back, you out your rabbit ass mind. They about to put them immigrants to work. Every piece of meat that you eat, every piece of bean that you get, everything that's canned in the United States, everything will be come from slave labor. How do I know? Because I was one of those slaves for 10 years. For 10 years. So all you do that don't know about the 13th Amendment, do your fucking homework.
Traumatized for life. Of course I was with you with that. But this last omnibus spending bill is where I draw the line.
This executive order is the fuck around and find out order, also known as the FAFO. This order is for everyone who fucked around and will now find out.
Hold it. This is a good one. Is everybody listening?
All y'all who voted for Trump, boy, I know y'all are regretting that shit like a motherfucker. I don't know why y'all thought the Democratic and the Republican Party would do you any different. Like they was just gonna come change your life. You ain't rich, nigga. They don't give a shit about you.
Living in America. Are y'all okay, America?
My boy, shout out.
No, seriously, are you guys okay?
Shout out to my man, Our Rich Journey. I remember when him and his wife first went to Portugal and purchased this house. This house did not look like that. They purchased it anyway. They've got a vineyard. They got an orange farm. Orange trees. They got all type of vegetables on that land. They've been living in Portugal for about 4 years. This brother literally walked Our Rich Journey. Make sure you subscribe to their channel. This brother literally, him and his wife had just graduated college. They had work, busting their butt, and they were making no money. They had just had their daughters. He literally walked in the house one day and said, babe, I think she said they were like 24, 25. He said, we're going to be millionaires by the time we hit 30, and we're going to quit our jobs, and nobody will ever be able to tell us what to do again. She said, I looked at him like he was out of his mind. We got all these debts. We got kids. We got college loan debts. We just bought a piece of, I think they were living in California at that time period. We just bought a piece of property. And you gonna walk in here and tell me we gonna be millionaires in about 4.5 years. By the time that couple hit 30, not one of them, both of them were millionaires. And they've been traveling the world. They've been on Good Morning America and every place else. They've lived in Spain. They've lived in Japan. Because he travels, I want y'all to hear this. Remember I spoke earlier about you make the move first and your family may follow. They lived in Japan for years. His dad came to visit them in Japan. His dad loved Japan so much, dad ain't never left. Dad found out what I got to do to get a visa to stay retired. He ain't went back to the States just to visit. That's it. They have been gone out of Japan. Dad's still holding down Japan. Dad would have never discovered Japan if his son hadn't made the first steps. That's why I keep trying to tell you guys, you got to make the first steps, and maybe your family members will follow you. My Uncle Jeffrey is coming down here. He's been down here, Ghostface. He's been down here maybe 5 or 6 times so far. He'll be moving down here soon. I get a call from my cousin Michael. He's a year older than me. Dre, we need to talk. I'm retiring from my auto plant job. I've been working 45 years for the auto plants. I got a 14-year-old. In about 4 years, I'll be ready to go. Dre, I need to talk to you. What do I need to do? Now my family calling me years later because they see I left first and they see the life that I lead. Some of y'all families ain't gonna call y'all. You too busy buying pussy. You think your family gonna call you to find out how you buy pussy in Cartagena? Your family ain't calling you. You think your family gonna call your mama, who's been retired all these years. You think she trusts you to tell her how to retire in DR just because you buy a bunch of pussy in DR? You think your mama's supposed to trust you? You. She would trust your brother that ain't never been nowhere before she trusts your ass about moving to DR. Your mama would be better off trusting me before she trusts your pay for play ass. I'm gonna say it again. Your mama would be better off trusting me before she trusts your pay for play ass in Cartagena and Medellin. Because you can't tell your mama shit about Cartagena or Medellin or living here or getting a retirement visa or getting her medical or getting health insurance. You can't tell your mama shit. Your mama asks you about health insurance in another country. You can't tell her a damn thing. But what you gonna tell her? What you gonna tell her? I'm serious. You've been to DR 15 times. What you gonna tell your mama about moving to DR? You only been to Sosua. What you gonna tell her? I want to hear this shit. Put in the comments. I'm about to go give me some popcorn because I want to hear this bullshit that you would tell your own mother. You don't know shit about DR. You've been to DR 15 times. You done spent over $14,000 on pussy, and you can't tell your own mother a damn thing about DR. That's why your mama be better off trusting me or other brothers in Santo Domingo that's been living there that are in happy relationships. Your own mama be better off trusting a total stranger than trusting her own son when it's time to relocate. You think that you got a passport for you. I don't think that. I think I got a passport for me and my family. It's my job to set an example for my family. So if they want to move down here, they can. Or if they want to move to another country, they can. Why? Because they seen my example. Your mama saw your example. Oh, yes, she did. Oh, yes, Miss Johnson did. Oh, yes, Miss Smith did. Yes, ma'am. Sister Smith has saw her son. And she like, I be damned if I trust him to show me where the churches are in Colombia. Your mama been a Christian for the last 40 years. You can't even tell your own mama where to go to church in Colombia. I can. She can go to church with us. You can't tell your own brother how to get a driver's license in DR. I can. And I don't even live in DR. Your passport, black man, is not just for you. Your passport could change the generations of your family. But you too busy buying bitches with your passport. Like I said, let me let that one go. Let's go back to the video. Shout out to my man R. Rich Journey.
Because as an American living outside of America, what I am seeing is very, very disturbing.
Yep.
Is it time for you to leave America? I live here in Portugal. This is my home. I've been here for the past 6 years. I left the U.S.
6 years. Damn.
And I haven't looked back since. I go back to visit, to hang out, but I could certainly not call it home anymore. Portugal is definitely my home. And recently, when I look at America, I don't recognize it. There's been a shift. And recently, we've been getting a lot of messages from people in the U.S. asking about an escape plan, an exit strategy. How is it they can get over here to Portugal and live this life?
My man flexing on the tree.
If you're watching this video, you are considering making that move. You only need so many signs before you just have to make a choice. You can stay and fight, deal with it, or you can leave. And for a lot of you, you're waiting for the sign. You're waiting for something more to tell you that it's time to go. And so on today's video, I want to point some things out to you. These are the signs that you should leave. Let's talk about it. Oh, by the way, welcome to Portugal. So I think the first motivating factor for a lot of people is what's going on politically. You feel ignored. You feel attacked. And more than likely you are being ignored and you are being attacked. It's the reality. But if you're exhausted, this may be the sign. At what point do you say, enough is enough? It's like anyone that's in a relationship and they're trying to communicate with their partner and both people think they're 100% right. At a certain point, that couple separates with something called irreconcilable differences. Are you at that point? That's the first sign. The next thing is economics. The economic instability, the cost of living, just everything that you have been encountering right now feels like you can't keep up, like your dollar is not going as far. Your housing, your food, your transportation, everything is just getting more and more expensive.
A lot of people are saying, why are people so angry right now? Why are people so upset? People are so miserable right now. I'm gonna tell you why. Bro, outside costs $150 minimum. Just stepping out your house.
Brother say outside is $150.
Let me do the math for you. You gotta get gas, right? Now, if you're in California, then I'm not in California. I was just out there a couple weeks ago. They gas like $6, $5, something like that. So if you gotta put in a full tank, man, let's just say you got a car, bro, that's like $45, $50 minimum right there, just to get your tank on full. Then when you go out to eat at these places that have green grass on the wall, and the food is probably mid at best. Yeah, they're also gonna charge you a leg and a foot for that as well. That's gonna be another probably $30 to $20, somewhere between $25 to $40 if you want a really good solid meal. Then on top of that, rent prices for a decent neighborhood where you're not getting shot at or getting shot around, you're gonna pay $1,500 for that. In most metro cities, at least in the South. I can't speak for California. I can't speak for New York. I can't speak for those other places, but at least in the South, you need to be paying probably about $1,500 in rent to feel somewhat safe. And oh, don't let me stop. Groceries. Let's start there. Groceries are extremely expensive right now. Extremely. Like, bro, I think I paid like $4 for eggs the other day ago. And I was like, bro, are we in the South? I'm like, bro, what's going on?
In the South.
The point is, the reason people are mad is because this economy is terrible, bro. That's why people are upset. Regular folks are barely surviving right now. That's the truth. People can get on Twitter and get on here and act like they're rich. They're broke. And they're living check to check just like most of America is right now. So that's why people are upset. They can't buy houses. You almost have to make probably about, if you're by yourself, you probably have to make in the South, again, I'm just using the South. If you want a decent home in a decent area, you're probably about to pay. You probably need to make about 100, over 100, like 125,000 probably, to live in a decent home in America where you're not living check to check. That is why people are mad right now.
Even though the government is telling you that inflation is under control, it doesn't feel that way. And you are really scraping by financially. This, to me, this cost of living situation in the US is just out of control. And I don't think you have to stand for that. We have lived in so many countries around the world where it's affordable. And even as an employee in that country, you have a living wage that is sustainable. People are not going into major debt just to cover everyday expenses. And so if you are in that situation in the US and you don't see how it's going to get any better financially, then this should be the next sign to encourage you to go somewhere else. The next thing for a lot of you guys is healthcare. Do you feel like your healthcare is subpar? Can you get a doctor's appointment? Can you afford to go to the hospital when you're sick? Are you truly getting the best healthcare the world has to offer? Because that is certainly what the American healthcare system and CEOs will tell you.
Millions of Americans will see a major change in their Medicare coverage now that there is a spending cap on the medication. What is this new policy?
President Biden signed into law the Inflation Reduction Act about 2 years ago in 2022, but those measures are being phased in over time. So we have already seen the $35 cap on insulin per month for Medicare enrollees. Now we're seeing a $2,000 per year spending limit on out-of-pocket costs for drugs. Which is going to be a big relief to many seniors who might be on expensive medications, for example, for cancer.
So what should people do if they're struggling to even get to the $2,000 spending cap if they can't manage those fees? And then with the new administration coming in, is there a risk that this could be rolled back?
Well, so there is also a measure to have these prescription plans, a payment plan, so that you're really paying that $2,000 over the course of the year as opposed to maybe as a lump sum. So all of the plans are required to provide that payment plan option. Now, can the Inflation Reduction Act be rolled back? Congress could theoretically decide to do that.
How is this going to affect people's premiums?
So this is something you should look at carefully as you are evaluating different Medicare plans. There are some plans that may increase the premiums, but you look at the overall cost, premium plus your out-of-pocket costs and making decisions. There is also a Biden administration measure to help subsidize some of these plans to offset some of that increase.
That this is the best healthcare in the world, but yet it's unaffordable, it's inaccessible. Healthcare is the #1 reason for bankruptcy in the US. I have personally never met anyone in Portugal, in Japan, or in Spain, all places that we've lived, that has talked about how expensive healthcare is, that they are going bankrupt. That is unheard of in almost every other country except for the US. Really, healthcare feels like a financial trap. And so if your health is suffering and you cannot afford to take care of it, then that is definitely a sign that you should see what else the world has to offer. You can become a healthier, happier person by exploring this one sign alone. Think about it. The next thing we need to talk about is safety. How safe do you feel? And how safe are you really? Oh, you got some food for me? Thank you, Sanoa.
My little mama.
Yeah. Oh, what is this? Sanoa made me some onigiri.
Wow, I remember she was a shorty. Wow, I remember when they moved there, she was probably 8, 9 years old. Wow, time is flying. About 8, 9 years old.
Gary. Okay. Back to my question for you. I'll hold that for later. But safety. You know,
you see how wait a minute. Let's not let that slide by. You see how little mama is raised to bring a plate to her daddy because she in Portugal? she away from the influence of American woman. Little mama bought a plate to her daddy. I don't know if she cooked it or not, but she brought her daddy a plate. Guess what little mama gonna end up doing for her husband in the future? Guess what little mama probably end up doing for her husband in the future? Bringing her husband plate. It's the little things, man, that you gotta not let slide by. She made a Japanese dish for him. I'm gonna drop the link again for the brother's channel, Our Rich Journey. Make sure you guys subscribe. He said, I noticed that too, Dre. Yep.
The things that is the most disturbing about what we see as Americans living outside of the US is just how unsafe it appears to be. And one of the things that has just been so amazing about living abroad, here in Portugal, when we lived in Spain, when we lived in Japan, was just the peace of mind that we could walk around with.
When I left the USA and came to the Philippines, my life became better. Because my whole life, I was just in this culture of just hustle and grind, and you have to be a millionaire, you have to have 7 cars, you have to have a big house, you got to have all this status. And when I came to the Philippines, I realized life is actually about purpose. It's about people. It's about your well-being, okay? It's about you, your health, and God. That's what life is about. It's not about materialism and consumerism and all this never-ending stuff that will never fulfill you. That's why in the Western world, the statistics show people are depressed, they're sad, they have anxiety, they're stressed out, they're beaten down, they're burnt out. This is why I get so many comments and so many messages, because I'm simply stating the truth, and people are saying, wow, that makes sense. I've been in America and I've been in the Philippines. If you haven't, you can't even say or decide, because you have nothing to compare your life with. So I encourage you, wherever you're from, to leave there to go somewhere else so that you have something to compare with. Let me know what you think.
That we could go to sleep in our homes and not have to worry about someone invading it in the middle of the night. That we could allow our daughters to roam the streets as little kids and not have to worry about something awful happening to them. Safety for me is such an important aspect of life, feeling that sense of security. And if you don't have that and you just can't rest your mind, then that may be a sign to go. Let's go. And this brings me to the next sign, the looming threat of social unrest or chaos. Now, I get the sense that there is something bubbling up in the US.
Gonna take it down to your plate.
That is inevitable. Some sort of chaos, most likely initiated by some conspiracy theory event. I mean, the FBI has warned of domestic terrorism threats, but political leaders remain divided on addressing them. And so if the leadership is not willing to acknowledge that this is a serious problem, then how can it be solved? Wow. And why should it be up to you to leave yourself vulnerable to that situation? But let's talk about personal freedom and civil rights. The decline of personal freedom and civil rights should be something that concerns you.
China is such a rigorous country. Did you know they banned Google, Facebook, and Instagram? Oh, that's bad. Those poor citizens, they have no freedom. We're banning TikTok. Our citizens can only use social media apps monitored by our government. Wait, isn't this what China does? No, we're different. Okay. USA! USA!
How can America be the greatest nation when you don't even allow the people for your country to have the right to speak? That will top everything.
Reach.
America is strong when you have people able to speak.
If you feel like you don't have a voice, that people aren't acknowledging your differences, then this is a very, very dangerous situation. It leaves an opportunity for you to be discriminated against, for you to be held back by institutions, for you to have less opportunities in so many ways. And so if you recognize this decline and you don't see that there is an opportunity to retrieve it, that these things are going in the wrong direction, then this is a question that a lot of us really have to come to grips with. And finally, does the US still feel like the land of opportunity? Is it still one of those places where dreams can come true? Is there optimism that if you do everything right, you will succeed? That's a question that I think is debatable right now.
You wonder why so many young people don't trust the system. It's because this is America 2.0. Brainwash kids for 8 hours a day until they're 18. Tell them they have to go to college and go $100K in debt or they'll never succeed. Make student loan debt unforgivable, more expensive yearly, and yet their parents' tax dollars go to those same schools. Make it illegal to have unpaid internships where you actually learn rather than just theorize. Pressure the top performers to go into two of the most uncreative jobs out there, Wall Street and consulting, or idealize startups that will require sleeping on floors, racking up massive debt from VCs so 1 out of 10 of them can end up on the cover of Fortune, then get mad at them for not working hard enough and quiet quitting when they can't afford houses, they hate their jobs, and their loans keep stacking. If that doesn't keep their heads down, then send them to war in a foreign land. We have to fix America 2.0. That's why kids don't want to keep playing this game.
And so if you feel stuck, like you've done everything you can possibly do and you're still not moving forward, then what do you have to lose by leaving? So that's it. I think you have heard it all. You have all the information you need, and it's really up to you to take action. And so I hope this video has given you guys food for thought on your journey. And I'll say that as an American living abroad, I care a lot about America and I care a lot about all of the people that are there, and I'm sending my love because right now you guys need it.
It ain't like the brother lying, bro. Come on, man. Hey, Dre, don't be so mean. I'm just saying, man. It ain't like the brother. I didn't say it. He said it. He said, right now, y'all need prayer right now. Yeah, my prayers are going out to the Americans because y'all need it. It ain't like he lying, man. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I know y'all think that I'm critical and hard on America and just straightforward with my statements about America. I'm gonna tell you something. And this is straight up. If I didn't care about America, there would be no Love Crossing Borders. I would do something. I would do a YouTube channel on some other topic other than helping Americans realize that they have options around the world. If I didn't care about America, I would say nothing. I would let all y'all stay in that burning house. I wouldn't lock the door on you, but I'll let you stay in that burning house and I'll just stand outside. I'll be the neighbor across the street. I'll just have my arms folded. Let it burn. They'll run out the house whenever they're ready. If I didn't care about America. But I do. I do love America. I do love its people. And I believe that we can be the best of the best, no matter what soil that we're on. Black people have been able to be successful on every plot of soil that we've ever been on. I don't know why we want to act like we can't continue to do that. Like America is the only place that's left. And if we're not in America, we just can't be successful on foreign land. When America is technically also foreign land. So I just want you guys to think about what he just said. Think about some of the things that I shared tonight, whether they be funny, whether they be serious, but do realize one thing and one thing only. You do have options. And don't let nobody tell you, whether it be 10 years from now or 10 months from now, you can take advantage of those options whenever you want to whenever you're ready. Let's get you guys out of here. I'm about to go to the sports bar and hang out with some of you guys that are there here in Cali, Colombia. Let's get the videos going.